Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Let's see when people start showing up. I didn't mean to be late. I don't like being late, but it is sometimes a reality of what I do. But here we are. This greeting is more for the VOD viewers. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the VOD, I guess. But yeah, we're here and big things have been happening. So let's see. Let's see what we have to say about it, I guess. Dave Odell, John Paul Bacon, and Michelle Melton, welcome over on the YouTube stream. Welcome. Oh, I have to change the title over there. Dang it. Great. That just messed up my notifications for Twitch. Okay, there's that. Let's get the title from here. We're not doing Supermarket Simulator tonight. No, because the Knight 800 X3D came out. So there we go. Now that's updated. Osemilero, welcome. Brad Fontaine, welcome. Ramsey Daly, welcome in. What's up, Exiled Wolf? How are you? But yeah, I forgot that I switched up midstream on Tuesday and changed the title of the title and category for that stream. But I have changed it back. We're no longer waiting on the Knight 800 X3D. It has arrived, and boy, oh boy, I was right on the money in some of those predictions. Specifically, it's crazy because my specific thing was I was predicting Photoshop. It was going to top the charts in Photoshop. It was going to do really well. I was hoping it was going to do really well in Photoshop. And yep, it's the #1 CPU for that now. I knew it. Photoshop sure loves that 8-core 16-thread AMD architecture. What's going on, Crash? How's it going? And again, sorry I am late, everybody. It's been a little rough lately. Ari has been working a lot of hours, and we really don't get a whole lot of time together. And we like to have dinner together when we can. And our dinner, we ordered from Mod Pizza, and it took an hour and a half. An hour and a half to get that food. But I just, I miss having time with Ari. We wanted to have that time together, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to be late for stream. It's not like it's not like something, an emergency came up. I literally just wanted to have dinner with my girlfriend, but like, it's an important one to me. So got my F1 rig set up with a Quest 3, having a blast. Dave, that's awesome. It sounds really fun. Gamers Nexus just had a review on the 7600 X3D. I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, Mod Pizza is good. It was like my second time having it. I forgot how good it is. Because you can just add as many toppings as you want, and it's not adding $2 per topping or whatever. Freaking Pizza Hut, calm down. You just do as many toppings as you want. It's great. Yeah, I really like the crust too. It has a nice caramelization of the crust on the bottom. The crispiness of the crust on the bottom. Really, really good. It was worth the wait. The food wasn't cold. It's just apparently the driver got there and it was a huge line or something. And I can't be mad at that. I mean, like, that's just, it was dinner time. That's how it goes. But yeah, we're here and we can finally stop waiting. Of course, it's going to get into December and it's going to be like, all right, guys, 50 series is coming out. like it's never ending, but it's also, it will end at some point to where we reach an equilibrium where everything is launched and we're done. But for CPUs, we're pretty much done. But yeah, I do need to check out the review on the 7600X3D. That does look cool. I was hoping that they would launch an 9600X3D and 9800X3D at the same time, but they just did the Ryzen 7. But that's the one that everybody wants. That's the one that's like, you know. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy y'all are here. I hate anytime I break the routine. I know it affects you guys. I'm sorry. Like, for those of you who are used to watching pretty much every time I stream, I do apologize, and I appreciate y'all so much. Holy crap! Thank you for hanging out each time I stream. And anytime I mess with that, I feel heavily guilty about it. I feel a lot of guilt about it, because it's like, I want people to be here, and then I mess with your expectations because I set your expectations and then I don't meet them, and I'm sorry about that. But that's live streaming for you, I guess. I have been considering streaming more frequently too. But that's me, like, realize that's probably going to be a run-up thing for Black Friday and all that and the holidays. I might add another PC matchmaking stream to the week, maybe do Saturday or something. I don't know. I was just napping and watching you play Stardew Valley. Watching me play Stardew Valley? I guess I do have a video up about... I have 2 videos on Stardew Valley, don't I? Those are pretty old. Pretty old vids. But what's up, Angry Beaver? How's it going? Good evening. And Broga, glad to see you, by the way. I did read your chat, but didn't say hi. That's very rude of me. What's up, Coggle? How's it going? And Exiled Wolf, I did say hi earlier, but hi again. Yes, I do. 2 videos on Stardew Valley. There was a really funny moment in that, too. I was like, a life for a life. Don't feel bad. Try and stick around maybe an hour before... I tried to stick around maybe an hour before my granddad level tiredness grips me. Well, I'm glad you're here. And Braxton, good to see you too. What's up, Robert? How's it going? My audio level on music is good. It's just my playback is loud. I was like, my music really way up right now? But yeah, so released a video on Tuesday, and that one was my takedown on what is it, Cyberpower PC. But in that video, I also talked about the 9800X3D. That was, reviews are coming out for that the next day, but I mean, I recorded on Saturday, Saturday night. So, yeah, I was pretty on the money with my predictions. I don't have one. I didn't have one to test, but I was pretty much on the money. I'm pretty sure AMD dropped new chip, which you told me to wait for, even though I prefer Intel. Yeah, Zofril, what's going on? Welcome. Intel is just not, I mean, if you're just trying to game, Intel's not the option right now. My suggestion is not to have a preference between AMD or Intel. You just pick whatever the best thing is whenever you're buying your PC. Because it could be that 2 years from now or a year from now, Intel comes out and they have something that's better than AMD. But it wasn't better when didn't exist when you were buying your computer. You got the best thing you could at that time. And right now, it is zero doubt. There is zero doubt that the 9800X3D is the best gaming CPU. It's not close. It's not close. And it's funny, though. In my video on the 265K, I complained a lot about the state of reviews and benchmarking. I'm going to lower my desk a little bit. the state of reviews and benchmarking. So when you are reviewing a CPU, in order to create separation between them, you got to test it at like 1080p low. That puts more work on the CPU than, less work on the GPU, and you can start to see, some differences. But even Linus talked about this in the LTT review of the 9800X3D. It's like, who's going to buy a nearly $500 CPU to game at 1080p unless you're a competitive gamer? And when you go to 1440p or 4K, the differences kind of go away in some games. And that's true. However, not all games are GPU bound. Even when you get to slightly higher resolutions, some of them still require CPU, especially if you're looking at things like RTS games, real-time strategy games. Those require a lot of CPU. And just depending on what kind of data they're crunching, numbers that are being crunched. Thank you for sharing with us, Angry Beaver, as to what's up. What's up, JD McSee? How are you? Observer of Thoughts, welcome. So it was funny to hear my thoughts parroted back at me, because it's like, yes, if you're buying a $480 CPU, you're probably not going 1080p. You probably have the money for a higher resolution monitor, but with things like Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red themselves said with our new update, it's going to have more CPU requirement. It's going to use more CPU. And I think with game studios now, I think they're going to be doing that. Some are going to be utilizing all these cores and stuff that are out there, or in this case, cache. They're going to be leaning on the CPU a bit more. I hope so. I think that it's a good thing to do. It creates a need for a more balanced system, and that's always a good thing. Rajat TD, welcome. Astro, hello. How are you? But now we are unbound. We are able to make recommendations. Anyone coming in saying, yo, I want a gaming PC, I can just say 9800X3D if it's within the budget. And if not, there are other options. Like now we'll probably see some price drops in the 7800X3D, which is still a great CPU. It's just with the 9800X3D, the temperatures are so much better. The option for overclocking is now included. It's awesome. Correct. The only game I play that is CPU semi-heavy is Fortnite. I have a lot of Fortnite pros tend to lean towards Intel. So I thought there was a reason. And what I've heard is Intel's less latency. And so that's why I don't necessarily know if I want AMD. But maybe Intel, like it's not. Intel is, let me show you something here, okay? Actually, let me see. Yeah, don't let there be bias, because the thing is, if you're looking at gamers for PC info, like go to gamers for gaming info, and I say that knowing that there are some very tech savvy gamers, all right, but they live in that space, right? The gaming is what they really focus on, and they also, if you're not going to be, what is this? Oh, okay. If you're not going to be really evaluating something from an unbiased perspective, then I don't think that you should be giving advice. I don't prefer AMD. I don't prefer Intel. I just look and say, all right, what's the best thing right now? And that's what you should be looking for. Looking for charts here. Man, they never test Fortnite on Gamers Nexus, so I couldn't tell you. But we're going to look through every chart here real quick. Let's take a look. This is Gamers Nexus's review of the 7600X3D, which we'll be comparing it also to the 9800X3D. Okay, so this is Baldur's Gate 3. Wow. Oh, it's an efficiency. Okay. Efficiency. There we go. I was like, what? How? Well, 7600X3D is going to be very efficient. 9800X3D, top of the charts. Okay, that's Baldur's Gate 3. Dragon's Dogma. 9800X3D, top of the charts. Starfield, 9800X3D, top of the charts. And this is not close. Okay. And Intel is like 14th gen, previous gen. Core Ultra 285K, expensive CPU. But yeah, it gets left in the dust by the 9800X3D, which is much cheaper than the 285K. Look at the difference here in Baldur's Gate 3, 1080p medium. Like the jump there. The jump right here is crazy. Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, 9800X3D, top of the chart. And what was that? AMD. All right, all at the top of the chart. Rainbow Six Siege, 9800X3D, top of the charts. AMD. All of that. Okay, AMD is the gaming company right now, not Intel. If you want to edit video, we'll talk. You don't want to edit video, then you don't go Intel. Not right now. That can change, and when that changes, the words I say will change. 9800X3D for, what is that, F1 2024. Total War Warhammer 3, 9800X3D, but this, of course, is pretty bound up here, like they're very close to each other. It's still on top, and look at the lows here. The 1% lows are ridiculously high. That means it's not just about average or max frame rate. Your 1% lows and 0.1% lows are what give the game its feel, whether it feels jittery or whether it feels smooth. Okay. And then you get stuff like rendering, Blender. Okay. And then, like, no, 9800X3D is not going to be at the top of that. But when they come out with the 9950X3D, it probably will be. Chromium Code Compile. This is all productivity stuff. And if you're looking at gaming, you're not looking at that. Well, could you maybe explain to me as why 95% of Fortnite professionals lead towards Intel? What are we talking about here? Where is this percentage coming from? Can you provide a source? I'll go ahead and do this. I want you to do this, okay? Because you clearly have a source that you're looking at. Boop. I want you to click my name, click Send Whisper. Okay? And I want you to link me your source. Click Whisper and link me your source, okay? Because it sounds like you're starting to throw numbers around. And if you do that without a source, that's called lying. Don't do that. Come on. I'll look for that DM. Let's go. Where's the DM at? Now, if you're truly convinced, I'm not going to tell you not to buy Intel. I'm just going to say I don't suggest that because they're not their current gen stuff. Not great for gaming. Their previous gen stuff, we're still waiting to see if the microcode update is actually gonna be useful. That can take a while to propagate any issues based on bad microcode. So I'm not gonna put you on 14th or 13th gen Intel in the suggestion that I give you. So I'll just hold off until I get that link from you for the source that you're talking about with that percentage, that 95%. Of Fortnite professionals clearly recommending Intel. Where is that at? I'll even just go Google search it if I'm gonna wait. Let's see. Fortnite, Intel, or AMD. Come on. This post was deleted. Never mind. This is 4 years ago. This Reddit post was from 4 years ago, and it's a top Google result. Really, Google? Okay. All right. Okay. $2023. Like, Google has gone into the garbage, man. When it comes to for you guys to be able to do your research, this sucks. Because I'm getting a Reddit post from 4 years ago. I'm getting a Quora thing from 2021, 2020, 2018. I'm getting an 8 months ago thing. So, I mean, we just had a launch today. This CPU launched today. There's not going to be anyone out there who has been playing Fortnite who has tried it with the 9800X3D, period. And it's at the top of the chart for every single other game. Okay, Yazofrol, that CPU came out today. The 9800X3D came out today. Nobody's gonna have it yet. I've been tracking this. I've been looking at this. Everyone has been anticipating this CPU. But again, I can't tell you what to buy. I can just make a suggestion. I'm not telling you go, you know, never ever buy Intel. It's just that Intel for gaming, they didn't focus on that with this latest launch. They focused on efficiency. And the Core Ultra 7 turned out good, in my opinion, but not as a strictly gaming PC. Let me find your form entry and see what you said you're going to be using it for. But yeah, my suggestion to you is if you have just been going through Fortnite streams and seeing that most pros have Intel, don't put a percentage on that because it sounds like you're making stuff up. That doesn't sound, oh, 98%, 95%, whatever. I'm thinking that you have a source. You see, there's a responsibility when it comes to the things you say. Well, for me in particular, because people tend to spend money based on the things I say. So I take that very seriously. So yeah, that's why my reaction was, all right, where's receipts? Because I'm expected to provide those myself. Let's find your entry form. Okay, so you are doing gaming, pro gaming, esports, racing sim, flight sim. Yeah. 9800X3D. What's up, Binary Theory? How's it going? You'd have to ask each of them how they picked out their PCs. It could be what a sponsor gave them. Maybe they just have a brand they recognize and prefer. Perhaps they compared with a bad source that tends to pop up on Google search and has a strong bias against AMD. Coggle has it exactly right. A lot of pros are sponsored. Maybe they bought their CPU a while ago. As long as they hit the FPS they want, there is no reason to upgrade maybe. I doubt Fortnite is a demanding game. It can be demanding in the competitive space. I mean, it needs to work. My local Micro Center sold out of 9800X3Ds 30 minutes before they opened. How did they do that? They were not yet open. I spent a lot of money because of what you said. Braxton, don't say that. That scares me. Evo, what's going on? Bill Tito, how's it going? Welcome. Bray, what do you think about Lee and Lee O11 Evo RGB build with the new Ryzen 7? Yeah, go for it. That's what we've been waiting on. Radio Static YouTube, what's up? How's it going? Hello, hey Breakthrough. I know you don't recommend pre-built gaming PCs from Best Buy, but I live in Canada. Is there companies you recommend, again, decent pre-built under 1500 USD? Well, that could be difficult because Quoted Tech is a boutique builder, but quoted.tech. Yes, and if you want help with that, just fill out the form linked in the description. What's up, Riverbend Growing? How's it going? Welcome. Mark M, are there any companies that offer multiple options for pre-built in small form factor case with ITX board? Want to use a PC under a big screen TV? Yeah, I mean, basically, you could have a boutique builder do it for you. I just, yeah, fill out the form. Fill out the form. Right off the top of my head, I can't really think of one, but yes, there are some options. I will be the canary in a coal mine, says Michelle. What? I'm so excited I found Micro Center an hour away from my house. That's awesome. And Frog Curtis, will you be covering the Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals? Yes. We're looking to wait for companies to come out with new 9800. No, it's already out. Like, I can do your form tonight. We can throw together a PC for you tonight because there are some SIs who have it available right now. It launched today. And here's the thing. A lot of reviewers were expecting there to be bugs and issues with it because it's a new product that launched. That didn't happen because it's based on the 9000 series Ryzen platform, which they worked out all the bugs from that a month after they launched that back in like August. So they had 2 bundles in the processor listed this morning with 12 in stock. 12? 12 in stock? Oh, Lord. Please don't make this a paper launch. Okay. And you were interested in Skytech. We'll find out if Skytech has that option now. We'll go take a look. Let me move these windows here. No. Okay, for the Twitch viewers, I'm going to go ahead and run a... Oh, it won't let me. It's already running, I guess. This is ad starting soon. Oh, well, it's going to run an ad. Again, do nothing about it. Cannot do anything about it. Okay. Right, I filled out the form back in October. Now that 9900X3D is out, I'm ready to buy. Would like a parts list, please. Well, we're going to see. There are going to be people coming in, like Zofril here, who we can help out. But let me find out when you submitted your form. They submitted theirs on October 6th. Let's look up yours now. Let me actually get these unmarked here. There we go. Now let's find yours. Yeah, yours is on the 8th. Okay, so all good. So it's going to be Zofril, Rajat so far. And let's see who else comes in that has already filled out the form. For those of you who have filled out the form and are waiting for assistance, listen up. If you're watching on Twitch, there's now an emote that all you need to do is follow the stream in order to get it. And it says, I'm on the list. Please use that emote right now. For watchers on YouTube, you can only use the emote. I did put it up there, but only if you're a member. They don't allow me to just have free emotes without you buying a membership. So you don't have to do that. Just type out Brayathorn, I'm on the list. Go ahead and do that now. Oh, Braxton and could not be happier. Okay, that's better. Okay. Dr. Dog, hey, Bray, I'm a little ticked off. I ordered 900X3D this morning from Newegg. About a minute later, they sent me an email saying order canceled due to no stock. Now it's gonna take me forever to get one. That's not the only source. Newegg is not the only source, but yeah, I can imagine you were waiting to order from there. Twitch is pissing me off with the whole crashing my window bit, having to reload into an ad every time. Ew. That must be annoying. Try watching on YouTube, Beaver. I mean, I like having you there in Twitch, but you could try watching on YouTube. Scalpers went crazy on the launch stock of 9900X3Ds. Well, that was likely to happen. Here's the thing, guys. If you're looking to get it for a parts list, it can be pretty difficult because it's retail. Otherwise, you might need to get it through a pre-built. This is what happens whenever they're scalping. Scalpers do not buy an entire PC to scalp the parts. So when there's scalping happening, you go to a pre-built. Like that's the ticket. That's the answer. You go to a pre-built. But if you're just trying to do an upgrade, yeah, it might be a bit before you can get it. Mostly we talk about pre-builts here, so it's usually not a problem. But yeah, I can see that being an issue. Okay, let's check if Skytech has. We'll do yours. Yaz, we'll do yours, and we'll see what Skytech has got. If they have the 9800X3D, I can't imagine them not having it. But stranger things have happened. Let's see here. Am I zoomed in or something? What the heck? I was. Okay. 7 options at Skytech. 7 options with a 9800X 3D at Skytech. Let's freaking go. Okay, let's take a look at your form entry here. So for yours, let's zoom in a bit. Now you are looking to game at 1080p, so you are looking at competitive. Your option chosen was pro gaming, esports, racing sim, flight sim. Your budget is 3,000. So you're going to be looking at some very, very high frame rates. Now let's see what comes up. I went ahead, went to Skytech and chose the 9800X 3D. And we have 3 options in white, which is what you chose. And looks like the highest end option is going to be the 4070 Ti Super that is blocked by my head and chat. So let's do this and that. Right there. Now it's 2349. Well, it didn't like that, did it? Okay. It's this 011. No, it's a King 95 system right here. So the other option, we can check real quick to see if we can do a custom
Gary Lee
system.
Laster asked me, Mr. Joker is Braythorn, the best reviewer of PC system integrators on YouTube. Oh, Gary. You know, it's not about who's the best. It's about sending a message, isn't it? Now, this Braythorn fellow, they might have their moments in the limelight. But the real question is, are they willing to break the system, to watch it burn, just to build it back up? I'm walking here. It's all a game, and we're just the players, trying to keep our stick on the ice. I love you, huh?
Whoa. What was that last bit? Gary, what have you and the Joker got going on there? I mean, that did sound, wow. Why do I have to break the system? Why must I break the system? I'm just trying to help people find that. Okay. All right, Joker. Okay. Oh, for the new 90. Okay, right, Michelle. Will you be going through any of the forums? Yes, I'm on the list. Okay, got you, Lucas. Radio Static, YouTube, and Brad Fontaine. Good Lord, that's a lot of people. Let me highlight those real quick before we continue with this. Lucas Thompson, November 5th. So you're one of the more recent ones. Radio Static YouTube was on the 7th. Okay, so that's today. So there were people who filled out the form before, and I don't mean to be, I'm trying to do this. Dang it. Okay. There are people who filled out the form recently, but there's some people who filled out the form a while back who have been waiting for help, waiting for the launch of this CPU, and they entered their forms far earlier, so they're going to get help first, but we're going to go through as many of these as we can. And then Brad. All right. Thank you for that, Gary, by the way. How's it going? There we go. Oh, also yesterday. You entered your form yesterday. Okay, gotcha. All right. No, the whole thing. Thank you. Okay, so we're on Yozofrol right now. Okay, so we're going to go back to this. So we're going to look at the custom PC builder here, and we're going to see if they have the 9800X 3D in here. They might not have updated it yet. Let's find out. If they have, then we're going to be able to build the PC up a little more because your budget is set to 3,000. Look at that. It's the default option. They know what's going on. They know what's up. Look at that. At retail too, $479.99. Love that. So let's change this to a white build. And Tech C7. That is a nice case. Wait, why can't I? Okay, there. Please let me scroll. Thank you. Silent Base 802, Cougar Duo Fate. What is going on with these? I just want to scroll through your cases. Okay, I don't know what's happening right now. O11 Vision. Oh, okay, it just took some time to load that. MX600 from Cougar. Montec King 95 Pro in white. Nice. Reactor's got it too. Nice. Mr. G Dubs 1. For real, you're way too underrated. I don't know if people are giving me a low rating though. Oh, I forgot to fix this. I know that I could grow more, and that is going to be a thing. There we go. But Reactor Gaming has them too. That's cool. Uvway, what's up? Finger Demon, how are you? Hello, and you don't have to ask me how I got my score. Okay, I won't. Real computer suggestions, not crazy build myths. I appreciate that. Oh, that's what was going on. Mr. G Dubs was responding to Uvway. Got it. My thing is that I don't like the negativity. It's all over the place, and it bothers me. So I try to be less negative. Okay. Oh, they got the Gear Seekers. Oh, that's nice. So the King 95 Pro is a beautiful white case. Comes with reverse flow fans in the side and the bottom, and a regular flow fan in the back. It looks really nice. That could be a good one. They got the Trikes cooler though. That's really cool. Man, they've updated a lot of stuff here. And we've already got a really, really nice white motherboard here with the ROG Strix X870A. So this is going to look good. And it's going to be less than this with my discount, but we still have to adjust this build. Like, you don't need the Trikes cooler that's $350. We can put on a cheaper cooler. I don't know how aesthetic you want this thing to be. We can go all the way with it. We can go to a G360A if you want to cut $80 off the price. That's based on the Be Quiet case right here. But let's go for right now. You can tell me if there's a case you prefer more. I'll go Montec King 95 Pro in white. It's a gorgeous case. Yeah, we have let's see. We'll look through the power supplies. We'll look through all that stuff. The custom builder is pretty awesome for this. Okay, we got to change the... let's change the cooler first. Go with a white one. I get you, G-Dubs. Yeah. Guess we go with the Cooler Master 1. Okay, 2842. Let's look at the motherboard options. We'll change the RAM to DDR5 6000. Looks like that's the one white motherboard. They had the ASRock X870 Pro RS and Wi-Fi with the white PCB as well, but that one's out of stock. So we'll stick with this one. There are less expensive motherboards, but there's also a more expensive option. So this is one of the higher end ones for sure, though. Ooh, look at that. White Kingston Fury DDR5 6000 CL30 RGB, but it's 64 gigs. You don't need 64 gigs. They don't have that in 32 gigs. Ah, that's killing me. You don't need to spend that extra $70. That's the only DDR5 6000 option here. There needs to be a 32 gig option for this. But hey, you know what? You're not going to worry about RAM, that's for sure. Let's give you an upgrade on the GPU. You don't need the ProArt. You don't want a 4070 Ti. It's weird. They have some options that are specific. It was really just the ProArt. That's the only one that's a specific option. 4070 Ti Super. Like, I need to let you know how overpowered this is for 1080p. It is a lot of GPU for 1080p. But let's see if we can do. I mean, I could also change some other stuff up. Like what? Like the motherboard is a bit pricey, and it's all for that aesthetic. The memory a bit pricey, but it's also for the RAM speed. What's up, 4 a.m.? How's it going? Yeah, okay to get 64. I don't mind going over it all. Okay, going over on the RAM or the budget? Which were we talking about here? Oh my God, $10 more for a 1650 watt power supply? That's a bit much. Okay. Okay, this is actually 1200 watts and it is $50 less. AFC Cultist tier list. Animax Revolution DF is gold rated tier A high end. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. $50 off, and it is 1200 watts instead of 850 watts. And it is gold rated tier A high end power supply with integrated, with native 12 bhp PWR. That's a heck of a deal. I'd love to see it. Okay. I could even go with a 1050 watt, but this is already quite good. Can we go a little higher on the GPU? Let's find out. Still got to look at the storage too. Oh, we've already got a 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive, SN850X. So we're already good on storage. So if we want to go with a 4080 Super, that would add $320 to the price. $320. I don't know that we can make that up anywhere. Like if we change the motherboard to one that's not going to have the white aesthetic, we could do that. And we could definitely save you money on the motherboard. Nothing over 300. That's funny because I just was like, 320. Let's see. But remember, you also get a discount with my code. So this is 322.89 with the white aesthetic, with all this stuff. Let's look at the storage, see what options there are. 2 terabytes, I wouldn't go less than that, but I want to see what options they have for 2 terabyte drives. 990 Evo 2 terabytes. A little bit slower, but still 2 terabytes. T500 2 terabyte Gen 4, minus $24. That's a good deal right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually about the same speeds too. All right. 3198.89. A good chunk of that price is coming off with my discount code SWARM. Okay. Yeah, this is a hell of a system. 4080 Super, 9800X 3D, RG Strix X870A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. It's going to match that white aesthetic beautifully. Montech King 95 Pro case in white. Cooler Master Liquid 360 in white. 64 gigs of Kingston DDR5 6000 CL30. Great frequency, perfect for AMD. Cast latency 30 and 64 gigs. Enermax Revolution DFX ATX 3.0 1200 watts PCIe 5 gold. If they're charging for the OS, just take that off. We can't take it off. It is a lot. It is. Oh, Steve, absolutely. I hope you're good. Can only jump in and leave a like. It's super late. No politics. I'm not American, but yeah, I know. But yeah, I appreciate it. You too. Have a good one. Missed the extra point. Oh no, John. That is crazy. Braithorn, you break the system by calling out the bad integrators. Burning down the bad ones, lifting up the good ones, and hailing the great ones. I don't want the bad ones to burn down. I want them to do better. Can you change the cooler to have an LCD screen? Yeah, I could. It's going to add a couple $100 to the price because the only LCD screen one they have is it's going to add $190 for the Trix Panorama. This is the coolest LCD screen you can get on an AIO. It's the curved one, which is going to look amazing in the Montech King 95 Pro. But let me see what this comes out to with my discount code. I got to go here, hit add to cart. Let's see how this comes out. Nightmare VRC. When someone specifically requests a system integrator, I generally will go with that system integrator. And this viewer specifically requested Skytech. Like I like Reactor Gaming. Don't get me wrong. But when someone comes in with a specific request, I generally will honor that. With code SWARM, that takes off. Don't scroll to the top, you idiot. Okay, $101.67. That makes it $32.87.22. You said not over $300 more, over $3,000. We're under that. Shipping is free. Taxes are not, but shipping is free. That is all or nothing on that screen, isn't it? It certainly is, but it's a very, very cool screen. Now, if you want this to be $190 cheaper, then it won't have a screen. But yeah, $32.87.22 after code SWARM is utilized. You can even ask them, hey, can you build my PC live on Twitch? And they will do that for you. It adds a little bit of time to you getting your PC because they got to schedule that, build it live. But then you get to watch the whole process. Franklin Elver says, went to Micro Center today trying to build a PC. This is the perfect live. Well, I'm glad you think it's perfect. Just grabbed 700 XT refurb for $569 at Micro Center and added a 3-year warranty. Very nice, Gentle Stone. How's it going? Caston94 says, unless it's a Cybertech. Cybertech? Unless it's Cybertech. What's Cybertech? Is that a company? Are we talking about CyberPower PC? Ditto Franklin walked out with everything but a case coming via Amazon. That's one thing about Micro Center is buying the case there is kind of cool because you get to see all the cases. But if there's one they don't have, yeah, you got to go to Amazon. But yeah, Zofril, how we feel about this? Do I need to make any changes? Stupid message thing is getting in the way of the price. Thanks. Do you want to go with the screen or without? Hey man, I was wondering if you can help me later on the stream. I was wondering if you can look at my parts list, see if you think it's okay. Well, right now, I have 1, 2, 5 people who are waiting for help who have said, hey, I'm on the list. Remember, guys, I said earlier, if you're on the list, you have to call it out in chat. I'm not going to go and look through user lists, make sure everybody's here. Yeah, so please let me know if you're waiting for help. Finally upgrading from a 4700 Skylake to a 700 X3, 900 X3, excuse me. That's very cool. That's going to be a big leap in performance. Love it. The only thing I considered changing is case to Gamdias PK1 in white. So like the Prism 3 case. Okay. That was a cool case. I got to review a system in that case. Pretty nice. This takes a while to load. I'm scrolling. The main reason I like the King 95 Pro, other than the aesthetic, which is just nice and clean, is that it comes with the proper fans, the reverse flow fans, out of the box. And that means that Skytech doesn't have to do anything with the fans. They're already perfect. But if you want, oh, they have the rose gold one, by the way. But yeah, if you want the GAMDS one, then I'll select that one and send the build over to you. There we go. Wait, where was it? Ah, there it is. And it's $20 off. There you go. Oh, they don't have statistics for the 9800X3D on the game performance list yet. So that's why it's saying that. Copy link. There's your link. And the code to get that like $100 off is SWARM, SWARM. There you go. All right. And I use the knowledge you've given others on your live streams. Many thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Franklin Elver says, Lian Li Evo is what I might go with. Okay. I personally prefer the Evo RGB because it doesn't have that bar kind of blocking everything. I would go with the Evo RGB. It doesn't have that support beam there. Instead, it uses the glass panels as a structure, using that little piece in the corner. Oh, no, I'm thinking about the, no, it has a corner there. I'm thinking about the vision. But it uses the glass pieces as like part of the structural support rather than having to have that bar. Braithorn, how many more CPU gens do you think will be on AM5? Gary, if there's anything I can tell you about predicting AMD is they're completely unpredictable with how long they're going to support something. And I mean that in the best way possible. They're still doing, they said that AM4 would be supported until 2020. They're still launching CPUs for it. So when they have launched the socket, they really support it for a long time. Lenco 207 was my choice, out of stock at Micro Center. Ah, fair. The video download was canceled. Please try again. Error. I keep getting this with Twitch. I don't know why. I'm not getting that. No one else is saying that on Twitch. Where did I send it to? It's right there in chat. It is right there in chat, right under where you said thank you. The tiny URL link is right there. I shortened it for you. Skytech is a wise choice. It's a good choice. There are many good choices, though. You know, I am trying to diversify where I go for some of these. But when someone specifically states, like they did right here, Skytech, all right, cool. And they even said, I would like to go through Skytech. All right. No problem. Yes, you're good. I hope that turns out good. And if you choose to, when you're at checkout, don't forget you can check that box that asks them to build it for you live on stream. And I think it's going to be a sweet system. So you might want, I don't know if you want to do that or not. It means it takes a little longer to get it, but then you get to watch the process and have the, you know, heck, you get to have Juan build it for you, which is awesome. Yeah, 2027 plus. But that's the thing, is it could go till 2030. We have no idea. Oh, Beach and Gal. I'm so sorry I missed your first time chat up there. Hey, Braythorn, I'm on the list and patiently waiting for your help. You got it. It didn't highlight my name there because it's not Braythron, but, you know, I did see it. So let me highlight you here. It's okay. Misspelling my name is basically a meme at this point, so it's no problem. 4 a.m. I do know you're here. I'll go ahead and highlight you, but I'm not sure how many I can get through tonight. Considering since I started late, I'll go late as well. I'll go till 1. So I'm going till 1 a.m. tonight. Just an FYI. But now it is time to help Rajath TD. Sound off, Rajath. I just want to make sure it's okay. It's okay, Beach and Gal. It's a weird name. That beautiful bottle. Braythorn.tech, baby. Go get it. It's a pretty nice bottle. And because of that lid, it actually keeps carbonation in too, which is nice. But not that I'm drinking anything carbonated right now. Well, on that note, I'm off to lurk mode, friend. Enjoy your builds. You got it. Thank you, Uvway. I do have a lurk emote that you can use as a follower, by the way. Just to show that I appreciate those who lurk. There's an animated version for those who are subscribed, and there's a non-animated version for those who are just following. Also on your list, fill out your form. Okay. Rajath is here. Awesome. Okay. I think maybe this Austin 22 also did, but they haven't. I don't think they've said anything yet as for whether they're here or not right now. Okay. But guys, just so you know, we're going to be getting a lot of people who were waiting for the new hardware launches. We're going to come in later. And those people do get to go first because they've been waiting for weeks. If you've been waiting for an hour or so or 2 hours, that's one thing, but they've been waiting for weeks. Watch the Linus Tech video on this huge new TV from 5 days ago. Linus had a buddy wearing a Braythorn hat. It was really cool. Yeah, that would be Ploof. Ploof is excellent. Ploof is awesome. I had that hat made for him, and I brought it to him at LTX 2023. He's now worn it in 3 videos. It feels really cool. Yeah, anyone on Twitch, if you're following, you have the I'm on the list emote. Please use that. That helps me sort of spot that you're on the list. But yeah, Ploop was awesome. When I handed that over to him, he was like ecstatic because he really likes dad hats. So I had a dad hat made just for him. It feels really nice. It's like it wasn't just him being polite. He genuinely liked it, and that makes me happy. So let's look at this entry here. So we're looking at gaming and streaming. Still 9800X3D, $2,500. Yep, North Jersey Micro Center. Let's see if they have it in stock. Because Micro Center is not going to be the best source for the 9800X3D, I think, because a lot of people are buying it. Oh my God. The 9800X3D launch has crashed the Micro Center website. Oh my God. Yeah. They are down. Beltito says hit the like button. I can't argue against that. All right, guys, if you are shocked and appalled that the Micro Center website is down and you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. I cannot believe this. I've never encountered this. I've never encountered this. Holy jeez. I'm not sure what to do here other than we just look for a pre-built for you somewhere else. But the whole point of going to Micro Center is that, like, if you need service on your PC, you don't have to ship your PC anywhere. You just take it to Micro Center and then they service it because they built it. You do have to buy the warranty for that though, but that's going to put a damper on this for sure. Huh. Broga, you can't post links in chat. Wait, why did my music go away? I guess I accidentally clicked that. My bad. Yeah, Micro Center is up for me. If I buy a pre-built, I will have a 9800X3D for sale at cost, just FYI. Are you saying you already bought the CPU and you're looking at maybe getting a pre-built? Did a bunch of the Miami store today. Any discount code on Micro Center? Not that I know of. Not really. Not usually, no. They instead, it's a retail store, so they'll do. I mean, yeah, they'll have sometimes where you can get a coupon or whatever, but it's more of a you find bundle deals and parts on sale in general. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working for me. I'm just going through the link that I've used every single time. It's just not working for me. And if it doesn't work for me, I can't do the parts list thing. I can't do that if it's not working for me. Yeah, they're just saying they can't put it in chat, Broga. That's what they're saying. They're saying that they see it there, but they can't put it in chat. You usually have to tap on it and then send, but yeah. But also, Finger Demon, if you do need to follow, if you haven't followed, hit the follow button, then it won't work for you. Because Twitch is nice enough to give me emotes that I can let people use even if they're not subscribed. All you need to do is be a follower of the stream, and then you can do that. Go through Google. All right. It could be that my link is broken, but I am just doing microcenter.com. Like, look. All right. We just clear out this 500.html. We go to microcenter.com and it does this. I might need to clear my cache. Let's just go back over here real quick. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I went through Google. Same thing. So Yeah, it's just not working. Ah, there you go. Araxnus, you're going to come in late and pretend I haven't been talking about that the whole time already? You missed it, bud. No, what we do now is that people who've been waiting for help, waiting for that to come out, I'm helping them right now. No, the answer is we wait for 50 series. No, that's going to be once we're a couple weeks into December. I'm going to be like, all right, everybody, hold up. Let's hold off till 50 series comes out. If you're at the budget where 5080 or 5090 is even within range, then yeah. Anyway, I guess we can just look at a pre-built for you, Rajaf. Working for me, 9800X3D is sold out. Well, there you go. There you go. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Okay, so you're looking for let's go back to this. You are looking for a white pre-built gaming and streaming, $2,500 is a budget. Let me ask you this: what is the actual maximum budget for your PC? Is it that right at 2,500? Is it 2,750? What's the actual max budget for your PC? I do want to see what Reactor had, though. Let me see what they've got for theirs. Oh, they have the Ice X870 AR Elite Ice. Ooh, that's beautiful. Don't see any white GPUs, unfortunately. But I think with a white build, they try to go with the white GPU. What are we looking at here? 1440p. Actual max 2700. Thank you. Okay, so we're above budget here. I was just seeing what it would come out to. I mean, of course, I went with a 4080 Super on the GPU. A little overkill for 1440p. Interesting. Okay. Here, I bet they don't have it yet. I bet Alexander PCs doesn't have it yet. Let's double check. In there, I bet it's not in the configurator yet. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's not in here yet. I just want one to compare it to. Let's actually check with we'll check Paradox and we'll check VR LA Tech. I know iBuyPower has it. Just want to get a comparison here. Don't know why I didn't just go to the CPU immediately, but I didn't. There it is. Hey, how about that? Forgot it was Thursday. It's been a week. I feel you. Barry, they're out of Kingston 64 gigs memory. What do you want me to do? Well, you can get any of the memory that's there. It's just that I would recommend DDR5 6000. But from what I understand, the memory compatibility should be a little better with this. Oh, Lord. Right when I hit the refresh button, it popped up. That's good. That's good. There's this one here. They have this other option here that might be good as well. Kingston Memory 6000 megahertz CL32. So for the DDR5 6000 CL32, see if they have that. It was a visual error. Okay, good. Never mind. Okay. I thought they were going to start carrying the gigabyte ports, but okay. What was a Parathon? Oh, Paradox, Marathon. Got it. Okay. I'm just throwing this one together. Was I able to choose a motherboard? I was, yes. I chose the gigabyte. This is a high-end motherboard, though. Like, that does add to the price. But God, the aesthetic on it's going to be freaking amazing. And Gigabyte always comes through with great I/O too. And there are more expensive motherboards than that. Already got a Crucial 2 terabyte, P3 Plus. Oh, so they switched over to Crucial, like completely. Like, what are we hanging out at right now? 2030, okay. Haven't done the GPU yet. Oh, is it because of the case? I mean, hey, this thing can definitely run on a 240. That was one of the big things about the 9800X3D is how well it runs temperature-wise. Linus was saying you could run it on a standard on a good tower cooler and no problems. So we're on a 4070 right now. Let's see what we can do about that. Push this up to a See if we can do 4080 Super. Price is hanging out $27.70 before my discount. What's the power supply? $750. Yeah. So it's going to be more expensive. I'd even like to go higher than $850 for a 4080 Super, but you know, it's not necessary because the 9800X3D is pretty efficient. 32 gigs, DDR5, 6000, CL36. This already has cable sleeves included. I would go white, not black, honestly, but it's because this is spec'd out to be a black build, and we changed it to a white one. All right, well, this is a pretty good build, but it is coming in higher at $27.85 before my discount with them. This one was how much? $28.49. $28.49. Though this has a 360 cooler and a larger case, a more expensive case with the King 95 Pro. Plus DDR5 6000. It doesn't say what the cast latency is, but I believe that kit, I think it's usually 30, CL30. And these both have a 4080 Super. Man, that's a big price difference. Okay, so let's talk about this. I see it on iBuyPower. I was just looking before you said it, at least in the configurator, not Ready Systems yet. That makes sense because Ready Systems, they won't list it until they have a bunch that are ready to send out. Plus, they take their time in creating those SKUs. Nice use for that emote, Broga. Really chill stream. Won't be buying anything for a while, but I always pop in when I see you live. My algorithm loves you. Well, thank you, A Bird. I appreciate that. And thank you, A Bird's algorithm. Why does it force you to buy a Windows license? Because this is a system integrator. This is a system integrator that in order to sell Windows, they have to do things legitimately. So besides, if you look at Paradox, they're doing it for 35 bucks. It's really cheap from an SI standpoint. But we could go with the RX 7900 XTX and check this out. You're doing 1440p. Let's look at the 1440p Ultra list right here. And if you look, the 7900 XTX in raw performance beats the 4080 Super. And over here at Reactor Gaming, it is $300 cheaper. What about, and the thing is at Paradox, they don't have the 7900 XTX. They only have the NVIDIA cards. Right? Yeah, they only have the NVIDIA cards. So when people are like, what do you mean price to performance in AMD is better? It's right here. It's right here. It's on a list. You can look at it. You know how much work Tom's Hardware did to put this generational list together all the way back to like the GTX 1060 and RX 570 all the way up to a 4090? That is a lot of freaking work. A lot of work. What is GPU memory? The VRAM? 16 gigs. Oh, it's 7800 XTX. Oh, 7900 XTX, not 7900 XTX. The 7900 XTX has 24 gigs of VRAM versus the 4080 Super's 16. Here's where the difference is. If you activate in certain games ray tracing, then the 4080 Super gets a little bit of a lead there. But not every game has ray tracing and not everybody uses ray tracing. So that's why this list is done without it. And it shows that the 7900 XTX is the next fastest GPU after the 4090. Old Thunder, let me put it to you this way when it comes to Windows 11 Home or Pro. If you're not sure what the differences are, you probably couldn't utilize those differences. Or rather, I should say, you probably wouldn't utilize those differences that are used in like an enterprise setting, things like that, certain options, security options, things like that, you're not going to end up using. If you are the type that would actually use them, you'd probably be aware of what they are already, and that's just a quick way for me to sort that out for you. Okay, you want to go with that? That's if we go with Reactor, which is, I mean, I do like Reactor Gaming. They, according to the owner of Reactor Gaming, he based the business model of Reactor Gaming off of my videos, which is hugely flattering and a little intimidating, honestly. We're at 1,000 watt, 80 plus gold power supply, 9800X 3D, 2 terabyte Western Digital Black SN850X, very fast drive, great capacity, Thermalright 360 millimeter AIO. Oh, that's with an LCD. Okay, that's why it's so much more. And you get to choose the color of your cables. This is free. This is included. They do have purple. But if you want to go with white just to match your build, you can do that. That's fine. The one thing I don't think I have is a way to share this. It might be in the cart, so let me try that. But this comes out to $2549.91. $2549.91. 9000X 3D, 7900 XTX. Holy jeez. Thank you, Ed G, for the $2 super chat there. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm torn that we won't get an 8900 XTX. Yeah, I know. A Starship Enterprise? Yeah, I did say the word Enterprise before. But yeah, if you have to, basically it's one of those things. If you have to ask, you probably don't need Pro. Home will do pretty much all you need. And the problem with saying it that way is it sounds rude. It's not meant to be. It's just a way for you to sort of like, to make clear, like, okay, all right, I probably wouldn't use those features. Oh no, Nightmare. I knew that. I know about Reactor. I know they've got good competitive pricing. But that is an exception. What happened here is that this is an exceptional price on the 7900 XTX, and that's what made all the difference here. Everything else looks pretty standard, but it looks like they got a good deal on those. I was asking you since it was included with the pre-built. I was looking at it and I wasn't sure if it would cause any issues, if I could ignore the extra fun. Yeah, ignore it and it'll be fine. Yes. Another thing is you're actually going to get $50 off this price with my code Braithorn, so that's even better. But let me see if I can share this build to you. How fast does PC ship? These companies have been having the 900X 3Ds for a little bit already, waiting for the launch, right? Some of them will like order certain parts when you make your order. Smaller companies will do that. Bigger companies or certain companies do get stuff through distribution, yes. Some of them have had things ready to go, and that's part of launching a product, is that AMD makes sure that they're where they at least most of the places they need to be on launch day. We got to make sure my code works, and I'm going to see if I can share the cart with you. Oh yeah, and there's no obvious place to put the code. You have to click have a coupon right there. I think it should just be there, but hey, what are you going to do? That is a $50 off coupon right there. There you go. What if I open that link? I mean, yeah, Nightmare. I mean, look, if it's really just about price, we can go to iBuyPower, and it might be cheaper. Maybe not right off the onset, but I have a 5% coupon there. Okay, it's not just about price. But Reactor Gaming isn't just about price either. Reactor Gaming has some really good practices in place, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's supposedly based off of some of the things that I said in my videos that I like to see from SIs. So this should work. Let me try this link for you here. Copy link address. Never mind. I don't think that's going to work. Hold on. Let me shorten that for you. All right, Rajoth, go ahead and please click that link and let me know if it has all the options selected, like the Montec King 95 Pro in white, the 9800X3D CPU, yada, yada, yada. Please let me know if that propagates for you so that if it doesn't, we'll go through it step by step and you can create it yourself. That can work just fine. I get Pro for the group policy editor. Yes, I know I can mod it from into home. Yes, you can. But like, you know, this way you don't have to. It's not a huge price increase either. Oh my gosh, that was a good stretch. Felt nice. It worked. Awesome. Well, don't forget, code is Braethorn, and that's $50 right back to you. So we're well under budget here. Okay, Lucas Thompson. Lucas Thompson. It's your turn. Are you here? Still. Are you still here? Man, I guess there were a bunch of people waiting for this. We got a good amount of viewers tonight. Just about 50 on YouTube, 35 on Twitch. Look at that. If this was all on Twitch, I would be qualifying for partner. I mean, I already did, but it's just nice to know that I can still do it now and then. Sure am. All right. Okay, so gaming, 2500, 1440p. Looking for it in black, and all right, we can kind of go wherever we want. So we kind of just built this, except in white. Yeah, we just built this. This comes out to $25.49, so $50 over budget, but we get $50 off. So let me swap out the motherboard and the cooler and the case and stuff, and you've already got a build here. Yo, Triple B, what's going on, buddy? How's it going? Thank you for the tier 1 sub. What's up, man? How's the stream been? Been good. Been good. We got a bunch of people in here. We are finally off the leash when it comes to waiting on products. We got the Montec XR. That is a nice case. And it's $75 less. Look at that case. That's really nice. Reverse flow side intake fans. Put a 360 in the top. You're golden. There's no fans, I think, automatically set up for intake on the bottom for the GPU. If we want that, there are other options. What is this guy about? Okonos Aqua 7. Is that reverse flow? I don't even know. I hope so. I'd probably go Montec XR. 9800X3D. We're going to be saying that quite a bit. Could go B650. Oh, this XX70 Eagle is quite nice too. It's $50 off. All right. Now, what we did for this build was we went with the 7900 XTX because it's a beast of a GPU. Are you cool with that? I did all the explaining. My one request is I'd like to have glass front and side. Guess what? We got you already. Look at this. That's the case. I'm waiting on the 9950X 3D and 5090, but I know I'm part of the 1% with that. Yes, indeed. Look, here's the thing, Araxnus. What I'm hoping is that with this new structuralization, the new layout where they're putting the 3D V-cache underneath the compute die, underneath the core complex die, which allows for much better temperatures and frequencies, power delivery, all that stuff, overclocking, all that. I'm hoping that they, on the 9950X 3D, will have 3D V-cache for both CCDs. That would be pretty incredible. Because the thing is, the reason they didn't do, I mean, you wanted the CCD that didn't have 3D V-cache to be able to hit higher frequencies for productivity stuff, all of that. That's not a problem now. Please, AMD. Please. I just don't want to be wrong. I believe in you and I don't want to be wrong. Hey, it's late and I have to sleep, but Old Thunder can answer questions for me too. Keep still on when my turn comes up. Otherwise, I'll watch stream later. Thanks in advance. I do need you to be here to answer questions, though. But you're down here. So just come back on Tuesday. Come back on Tuesday, Finger Damon. We'll get you taken care of. There's people here who are waiting for, like that means that you don't get taken off the list is what I'm saying. So you'll still be on the list on Tuesday. Come back in and we'll get you taken care of. That sounded like I was about to say, you can't wait. There's people waiting. No. I'm just saying that you won't be removed just because you're not here. So, but I appreciate you saying that you're going to be leaving because then I can do this and I won't be like, where's Finger Damon? We're Ding Dang Demon. There you go. Thank you for that. Graphics card is cool with me. All right. I'm as well. Just need all my cores active while gaming. Yeah, there you go. Joel and True, fingers crossed. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna message my contact at AMD and be like, look, you don't have to tell me whether you're doing this or not. You just need to know that I want y'all to do this. And just gonna be like, okay. All right. Change the RAM. Is that the only DDR5 6000? No, there's Corsair, but we're not choosing Corsair unless you get Corsair everything. That's one thing about Corsair, guys. If it has RGB and it's Corsair, if you get one Corsair thing, get everything Corsair. Fans, AIO, all that stuff. Fine. Good. And black cables. If you want to change the cables to another color, you totally can. Like, which color would you like out of these? We got black and white, blue and black, purple, red and black, white, black, and blue. Which color cables would you like? What's up, Kenneth? How's it going? Brogan wants me to hydrate. All right, I can do that. A little reminder for those of you who are new here. if you're just waiting for help, it's not like I'm going through the user list, like who's viewing and just going one by one and saying like, do you need help? No, there's actually a process to this to get your info into this form that gets you in line to get some help. And it tells me what I need to know in order to make a good recommendation. It's like most people are on the gaming side of things. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time for y'all, I gotta tell you. Exiled Wolf, sorry, I don't have that here. I'll just do the donut hat again instead. I gotta take that redemption off until I find my precious Jane hat. There you go. Donut. I should have my duty hat. I don't know where that is. I have it packed away somewhere. Just change to hat. What is the scout blinding y'all? Crash, thank you for the lurk. All right, I'll just leave it on black cables, but when you open this up, you can choose which color you want. So we're down to $24.24 and 91 cents, and that's before the $50 discount. It just so happened that this one was very close in budget. I'm not saying I'm going to do all of these reactor. It's just we just had this one open. And here's the thing, guys. For those of you going with Reactor Gaming, please go into the SI testimonials. I'll make one for Reactor Gaming if we haven't already. And I want to see what y'all have to say about them. Like the hat. Thank you, Joan. Appreciate it. Do they have a RAM with RGB you'd recommend? No, they don't. Because the only DDR5 6000 that they have that has RGB is Corsair. And that would mean you have to have IQ just to control the RGB on your RAM. RAM RGB is a pretty small element in the grand scheme of things. You're going to have all these RGB fans and all that. This way, the RAM is just going to blend into the motherboard. And you don't have to have a separate RGB program just for your memory sticks. The other ones are like DDR5 5600 or something like that. So I chose it based on specs, not on aesthetics. But you're going to have plenty of aesthetic appeal in there, for sure. There you go. There it is. And don't forget, code Brayathorn gets you $50 off. There you go. And speaking of IQ, mine just crashed. IQ is pain. Yeah, I'm not going to put anybody through that unless they have to. Just need a cup of coffee to go with it. Coffee and a donut. Yep. All right, we're getting through them tonight, everybody. Brad Fontaine. Brad Fontaine 4119. It is your turn. And it looks like you're looking for Alexander PC. Well, we're going to have to work on that a little bit. Well, I mean, okay, here's what we do. We can customize a PC there. And then you email them and say, hey, I'd like the 9800X3D, please. Because they don't have it in their configurator yet. Link works. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. And please tell the fine folks over at Reactor Gaming that I said hi. I mean, of course, using the code does that. But I mean, tell them I said hello, please. Yes, sir. Excellent. Okay. So you want Alexander PCs. I ain't going to argue with that. That's an excellent system integrator. You kidding me? However, Because it's a product that just launched, they don't yet have it in their configurator. See, the configuration tool is great. They did put a lot of work into it, but I don't think it's at the forefront of TJ's mind when he's like setting stuff up for the night. Let me see if he updated anything else with it. Let's see. What had the 7800X3D before? Was it the Spartan? 7800X3D. Yeah, it hasn't been updated yet. So we can do the configurator, put together a custom PC, but all you got to do is email them and be like, hey, I'd like this, but with a 9800X3D. Yeah, what's up, Mike? How's it going? I've got the fans and RAM and used to have a headset and mouse. IQ. I got you. Okay, so we have to figure out what kind of case we want to go with first. Your budget is up there. Your budget is $3,500. What is the actual maximum budget for your PC, if you don't mind me asking? 30? Is it 35? That's fine. 36, 3750. What are we talking about? Let's right now go Evo 11 Evo Origin B. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the 7800X3D in it for now, and then you just request the 9800X3D instead. And you said you do want it in black, correct? You do. Okay. Yeah, that motherboard's fine. I think he said it would be available November 12th. When did he say that? Did he come in here and say that? I miss TJ. He used to hang out in here. He used to like me. I miss when TJ used to like me and would show that by hanging out here. Only thing I hate Corsair is the SW. Software. Got it. Oh, in configurator. In configurator? Where does it say that? Anyway, 32 gigs DDR5 6000. What are we on right now? We're on a 4070. My God, it's so hard to get a 4090 these days. The prices are ridiculous. 4080 Super. They're out of those, but they have these. You could also, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't spend the extra to get a 40. The reason 4090s are so expensive right now is because they're scarce. Scarcity raises the price on things because it's harder for these guys to get. Oh, during PC build stream on Tuesday. Okay. So they're going to have it November 12th. So all you got to do is you place your order, but with that order, you can reply by saying, hey, I actually want, or you can email them before placing your order. You'll still have this link, so you can say, hey, this is a link for what I want, but I want a 9800X3D. And there you go. They'll help you out with the rest. A budget is flexible to 4,000. Well, I don't know if you'll need all that, but I mean, let's look at this. You're doing 1440p. And looking at a budget of 3,500, you might think like, oh, I should be able to get a 4090 with that. Well, 4090s are about $2,000 at this point. I mean, they already were close to that. Some are going higher than that. And it's because if you buy during the scarcest time for a part, you're going to pay more for it. That's just how it is. And NVIDIA, they manufactured the scarcity in order to clear the way for the 5090, which comes out in January. If anything, it would be the 5080 first, and then it could be a few weeks later, then the 5090 comes out, whatever. So I would probably not go with something like a 4090 right now. Because if you look at it right now, at least here on Alexander PCs, the price difference between a 4080 Super and a 4090 is literally over $1,000. It's over $1,000 in price difference. Is it over $1,000 in performance increase? No, that's not worth over $1,000 if you ask me. My opinion. I miss EVGA as well, Arexis. I really do. So what I would do is instead of throwing that $1,000 at something that's going to give you a little bit more performance, that is the definition of diminishing returns. Save that $1,000. Maybe even go with a lower end GPU for now. Like get yourself a 4070 Super because you only want to game in 1440p. That's going to do it. And then you save that extra money to get yourself a 5080, which should probably be around 4090 performance. There's been speculation. I really can't say. Or even a 5090 when those come out, if they're not $3,000. So I would say, yeah, I would say go with the lower end GPU and save that extra money to get yourself a really, like, I love the 4070 Super. I think it's an awesome, look at that. You can get a 4070 Super Founders Edition. Sick. Okay, and then you could even sell that thing after you get your next card. Because they're not replacing this for a while. They're replacing the 4080 and the 4090. Anything underneath that is going to take longer, so this will keep its value. A 4080 though, or 4080 Super, is going to lose value because it's being replaced. Y'all see what I'm getting at here? So that means you're going to basically the foundation of your entire PC is still very high end, but you have a 4070 Super, which is arguably an excellent GPU to do your 1440p gaming, and it will do it very well until you get yourself a 50 series card later on. It can save you quite a bit. Whatever your budget is, that is not a requirement for you to spend. So what you do is you take that, whatever's left of your budget, you put it aside, save that until 50 series comes out, and then you sell this thing after you buy your new one. There you go. You might even be able to ask them for the box for this, so you can resell it better. What was I doing? Okay. Let's go SL Infinity fans. Like, I didn't even ask you what kind of case you wanted. I assumed that you wanted a Lian Li 011 Evo RGB. Absolutely gorgeous case. Very flexible. Is able to do a lot of cooling. It just shows off your parts really well. I went with that, and then we can go with like all matching Infinity fans or something like that. Maybe we'll see PNY fill that void. Araxin, this is literally what PNY is trying to do, and why they pushed harder into the consumer space. I mean, PNY for the longest time was doing NVIDIA's enterprise cards. You saw an NVIDIA Quattro card. Guess who made that? PNY. So they are well regarded in GPU manufacturing. It's just not known by gamers, and now they are. I bet money that they're 3K plus. I hope not. I don't think they're going that far. Binary. I don't think they're going to go as far as that. That's a whole computer. Like, that's even now a 4090 costs the price of a whole computer. But yeah, I don't want to. But odds are, if I want a 5090 FE, I'll have to order from an SI. Yeah, that's what I had to do back then. Okay, would agree. Let's do it. Okay, let me make sure everything else is. Let me match up your cooler. I haven't done the cooler yet. Trinity Infinity SL Infinity 360. And then we have a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade right here for your primary drive. There we go. You can add more storage if you want to. 2 terabytes will get you a pretty long way though. We're going the 4070 Super Founders Edition. And then we can bump it up to these matching SL Infinity fans, but you don't need 10 of these because the cooler comes with 3. So I'm not sure why it's numbered like that, but I don't know. This gets you that extra one for the back, though. 1,000 watt power supply. Is that going to be? I would also ask for a higher watt. Well, what that 1,000 watts can do. I would. You know what? Yeah. If you're going to do something at 5090, I would ask for at least a 1,200 watt power supply. It's just in the configurator. It doesn't let us do it because the 4070 Super doesn't need that. So I would maybe ask for a 1,200 watt power supply and the 9800X 3D. And because you're going to use my code, Braythorn, and get $50 off, he's going to look at me like, why did you recommend that? But yeah, we are still $1,000 under budget. So you set that money aside. And it's going to go towards your 5080. I would say 5080 is probably going to be all you need. Even then, you could even go with a lower end GPU here, like that 4070, and be fine. But I don't think you need to. Yeah. It's saving $128 to go to a 4070 instead of a 4070 Super. It's actually kind of compelling. That's the performance difference between the two. The other option would be to go with like a 7800 XT, which is $127 less and is closer to in performance, right there. But yeah, if you go, I wouldn't do that if you're going to stick with NVIDIA later. I would stick with an NVIDIA GPU now, so you don't have to do a full uninstall of your graphics drivers. It'll figure out what to do. Is there a section on Discord with a list of your codes for companies? That's called the Coupon Codes channel. Yes. I need to update the Alexander PC's code, my iBuyPower code. I had to put a text thing in there. But yeah. XPG Starker Air P. They do have that here, yes. And it's gorgeous. I don't like the fan. I think that they should have put pink fans in there. But it's not bad. It's not bad. You're probably going to end up putting black components in there anyway, so it'll be all part of the aesthetic. But yeah, I think that they could have improved that. But it is a nice case. I'm just glad XPG made it. Is there an issue with the lifetime warranty and swapping out for your own parts? Coggle, basically, you can actually talk directly to Alexander PCs and talk to them about what you want to do. They generally they're not going to warranty whatever you put in there. And what'll happen is, this is a very generalized thing, and specific situations might not fit this. But generally what'll happen is, if you put in a part and then your PC starts having issues, before you send it in for repair or whatever, they're going to want you to swap back in the original part. Now, if it's just a GPU or something, that could be different, because especially if you sell off your GPU or something. But they can test with in-house GPUs. That's not a problem. But they won't warranty any new parts that you put in there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time. No problem. Don't forget to get that $50 off. Did I change this build by doing that? Oh, dang it. I might have. I don't. Okay. Let me make sure that it's still the same. Okay, yeah. So you'll need to request a 9800X3D and probably a 1200 watt power supply just to leave room for that 600 watt 5090 if you go that route. Okay. Bray, could I please get a close-up of your tattoo? No, it's terrible. Also, it's under my hoodie. Like, I'm not going to undress for that. And it's a terrible tattoo. You don't want it. I got it when I was like 21 and I was an idiot. And the guy was really bad. It was a really bad tattoo. Like, it's not just like it's not a bad design necessarily. It's just bad execution. All right. Radio Static YT. Up there in Canada, eh? All right. Should I be worried about grounding? I'm building my first PC. Okay, Sunage? Let me know how to pronounce your name correctly, please. So here's a trick. First thing that you unbox is your power supply, and then get that plugged into the wall with its power cord, but don't switch it on, and just now and then just tap it with your hand. That should release any static electricity that you got built up in your body, and just do that every now and then. Don't wear like a hoodie while you're doing it, and don't build on the carpet. Now, if you want to ground yourself, you absolutely can, but look up the proper procedures for that using an ESD wrist strap. It does need to be touching your skin, not over a sleeve or something. And if I'm ever really concerned about that and I'm doing something video-wise, I'll just have it like on my ankle, and then you attach it to a ground point. It was a friend. It was just a friend that did it in my apartment. It was a terrible thing. Dodger dog. Bad idea. Oh, that's okay, Crash. You don't need a Livestrong bracelet to build a PC. That's right. That's not an ESD wrist strap, but yeah. So I should just do the power supply trick. You can do whichever you prefer. Most people, when they're actually working on PCs, don't necessarily ground themselves, but you should at least discharge any potential static electricity. Got bad news for you, Binary Theory, because you mentioned Micro Center there. Their website is like, let me see if it's up yet, because it was down earlier. For me, anyway. Yep, still down. Well, I mean, it's a bracelet. It looks like one, I guess. It looks like a... I know that there was like there was something where it was like a wireless ESD wrist strap, and it's like, yo, that's... Oh, wait, wasn't somebody wearing one for a build or something? I don't know. Or it looked like one. Is that The Verge? Are you referencing The Verge? I bet it's all the restock tracker bots. You better believe it. Kyle Bitwood said that about The Verge. Called it. Bam. If you're watching the VOD, I said that before it popped up there because they hadn't said that yet. It was The Verge. Yeah. It took me a bit, all right? Look, the memory is one of the first things to go when you get old, all right? Calling out for Radio Static YT. And it shows that you are still in chat. What's up, Jeff's Trains? How's it going? Calling out for Radio Static YT. Your turn is upon us. All right, so would you recommend the AMD or Intel CPUs for Alexander PCs? Well, it depends on what you're using your PC for. If you want to edit video and stuff, then probably Intel. If you're wanting to game, AMD. Unfortunately, Alexander PCs does not have the 9800X3D on the site yet. It is surprising because a lot of SIs do. But let's see if they have... They don't even have the 200S stuff in here yet. Oh, yeah, they're still just running 14th gen. Man, TJ, you got to update your stuff, man. You got to do it. Brennan says, been here a few times past few weeks. Thanks again. Got a deal. Upgraded from 7600 to 7700 at no extra cost. Well, it's what extra performance in what use case, Brennan? If you're talking about like Photoshop or something, it'll help. It'll help. If you're talking about programming or streaming or doing things that require just more cores, then yeah, it'll help. If you're talking about gaming, not much of a big increase. Just a little bit of one. That made my head hurt. Okay, looks like we're going to be skipping past, what is it, Radio Static. And we're going over to now Beach and Gal. Beach and Gal. Still here? Awesome. Okay, cool. So, gaming in black, 4K, 2500. What is the, if I may ask, what is the actual maximum budget for your PC? And I always go over this, but the reason I ask why is because the budgets are in increments of $500, and there's a lot of room for nuance in there, or there's not a lot of room for nuance. I don't know how I would word that, but basically, if you're at like $2750 or whatever, just let me know. Whatever the maximum budget is. Oh, it's 3K. Well, that means I get to do this. Hold on. I'm not really feeling a full roast, though. This is our form. And two things. It says in bold right here, if you ignore the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. Good-natured roast, don't worry. We have fun with it, okay? But then here in the budgets, it happens that I did some formatting you might find of interest. Like the word maximum is all caps and in bold, italicized, and underlined even. Whoa. How did I afford the budget for that? Well, you know, we do have our sponsors. But you'll notice there's an option for $3,000 right here. Interestingly enough, it's kind of weird, but I anticipated that some budgets might be at that nice round number. Now, why does this even matter? Well, because you are now in the wrong place here. Whereas you should be here, it's misrepresented and has you here. So, yeah, but it said that does not include tax and shipping. Neither does your $3,000. Neither does that $3,000, right? Did you suddenly put tax and shipping and also not say that that includes tax and shipping? Because I just see $3 and the letter K there. I don't see anything else. Don't worry, this is as bad as it gets. That's the roast. That's the whole thing. So are we still at 2,500 before tax and shipping? Is it because that's what it says? This should not include taxes or shipping and should be separate from your budget for monitor, peripherals, etc. I've been doing this for a while, so I cover all my bases on these questions. So if you're like 3K with tax and shipping, I would have then said, oh, well, we don't include tax and shipping, so we'll keep it at 2,500. Like you just said 3K. Don't get offended. Trust me, this is all in good fun. This is more for other people to see than just you. It's so that people who are filling out the form later on will be like, oh, I need to get the right budget in here. Because then it puts you in the right segment here, because this informs my content. You ever see me do a video about like, here's all the PCs at $2,000? It's because I see like, oh, this is a big chunk of people who need to know. Like, I should go through. Yeah. Hello, I put my name as A Titan by accident, but that's me? Austin22, I think you skipped me. Wow, everybody's coming back here. Wow, yeah. Austin, you weren't here when I was saying who's here, so no, you didn't get marked down. We can help you out after this one. Radio Static, yeah, you weren't here when I was calling out for you for about 10 minutes. 5 minutes? I think it was 5 minutes, right, guys? 5 minutes, so we went past you. It was 5 minutes. It wasn't 10. And then, yeah, you put A Titan. I'm Horizon. Why did you put that? That is not even close to your name in chat. And like here, I even put pictures. This should match what shows up as your name in chat, and there are pictures. Did you slip and fall and type A Titan? Anyway, I'm getting to roast 3 people at once. This is great. All right, let's move on with this. We're going to stick with the $2,500 budget for Beach and Gal. iBuyPower, Skytech, Alexander PCs. We're going to take a look at iBuyPower, see what they've got cooking up right now. I know Skytech has a lot of options for these, so they're a little hard to beat. But I don't think there are any pre-configured systems here. Oh, I know what I want to do. Let's see if this builder includes it now. 9800X3D, extra 1 week lead time, pre-order. No, it launched. Stop with the pop-ups. I don't, oh God, they're so bad about this. Like all of the worst marketing stuff, like iBuyPower, buy your computer from there, you'll have a great experience. They take care of you if there's an issue. But the marketing on the site is the most aggravating out of like any other site because it's everywhere. It's like reading a tech article. Thanks, brother. Received my son's PC today from Alexander PC, the hero, and it is a good purchase. Thank you again, you the man. Thank you, Beltito. I'm glad to hear that. Here's the deal. This build's for my ill son. I see. I want to buy a good PC from the game. I want to steer him 2.5K. I'm willing to go up to 3K if that's what I need to do to get him a good machine. It shouldn't be necessary to do that. I already have something that should work very well for what you're looking for here. I'm sorry to hear that your son is ill. You were looking to do 4K gaming. All right. And what did we have here as our options? 4070 Ti Super should be able to do that. That should be able to do it. Or we can do a custom system to put a 4080 Super in here, which is going to be closer to that 4K gaming goal, but that gets closer to 3,000. So I think this would probably do everything you need. Have you told them about the ads? They hear me say it all the time. See, there are some people, some companies have a marketing person. iBuyPower has a marketing team. And you know what? I'll be honest. They know more about marketing than I do. I just get annoyed by stuff. When I say that that's bad, it's my opinion that that's bad. It probably works. I don't know. Will that unit come in black? Not this one. Let me see. There's other... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's a better option here. And I forgot that you wanted it in black. This one with a 7900 XTX right here is the one you want. What's the difference between these two? Why is that $300 more? No. $400 more. You want this one right here. $24.99. I thank you for reminding me that you wanted it in black. I forgot for some reason. So I was going looking at the white ones. No, this one right here. 9800X3D, 7900 XTX. There is no more powerful combo of AMD products here. And if we look, the only thing that can beat a 7900 XTX in terms of graphics is a 4090 that costs $1,000 more. And for that difference, it is not worth $1,000. So this thing right here, no, I don't want that. Stop it, site. Let's see what we're looking at here. This is a really cool, unique case right here as well. This Antec P1 is a really nice looking case. You're getting an X670 motherboard, so not a bargain bin motherboard, a 2 terabyte Gen 4 M.2 drive, so tons of storage in there for getting started. Like, it'll take a while to run out of storage on this thing. 1,000-watt gold ATX 3.0 power supply. This thing is a monster at $24.99, and you get a discount off of that with my code. So yeah, it's perfect. Plus, it won't take long for it to come in. It has free shipping. All you got to worry about is taxes. And with my coupon code of SWARM, it's going to come out to be even cheaper. So let's see if we go with the standard 1-year warranty, which is parts, labor, and shipping included, and lifetime tech support. If you want, you can spend $300 and get a 2-year refundable protection program, but you don't need it. You know, it's up to you. And it goes up to 3 years. But we're going to go without that. We're going with the, I like the seal of approval, or this. That's great. Forgot about that. Get the custom build out of there. And $75 off with my coupon. Bringing it down to $24.99 with free shipping. And all I got to worry about is taxes. But again, thank you for reminding me that you want it in black. I don't know why I was looking at just the white ones. Probably because I'd looked at those before, because that's what the previous person wanted. I think this is going to be a very cool computer. And with that 9800X3D, it's going to literally be cool because that CPU is the top performing gaming CPU and it runs cooler than its competition. So AMD really knocked it out of the park. The thing is, I got a comment from somebody, okay? I got a comment from somebody saying that, well, this guy's an AMD fan. No, I'm not. I'm a fan of computers. Whichever one is winning, whichever company has the better product is the one I recommend, period. That's my job. It's what I do for a living. And here's the code to get that $75 off. Please don't forget to use that. That is $75 right back to you. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on a second. Thank you, Jeff's Trains, for gifting 20 memberships over on YouTube. Let's go, nerds. That is a membership for Gary Lee Laster, Fluid Sack, Donut Farmer Zero, Brandon Goins, Kenneth Davis, Bumpkin Air, Hoodie Man 01, William, Aaron G, Jim, Unreal Farmer, Gaming versus Ninja, Apocalyptic, Chris, Aslov's is that Mantis? Yes. Z-Man Scar 715, Dozilla, Garrett Heath, Fernando Estrada, and The Machine. Welcome to the Swarm. Jeff's Trains, thank you very much. Look, they're even celebrating over in Twitch land. Look at that. That's a really cool looking case. What's the front panel made out of? Bray ABS, probably, just plastic. I'm a fan who has the best performance at the time and meets my needs. Araxis, there you go. Yeah, guys, y'all have all those new emotes. You drop them. Drop those emotes with the Let's Go Nerds. Flash them. It actually has like neon tubes or something behind it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jeff. Yo, quick question. Is Black King 95 worth it? It's the only one on there that I can do with my Amazon card. 12 months, no APR on Amazon's website. Black King 95, just the case or the PC? What PC? Which company makes it? What are we talking about? Snack jar. I also, worth it doesn't say anything. I need to know what works for you. Like, you need to fill out the form. Yeah, that is a good one, Crash. I don't know if you guys saw the video from Tuesday, but I used a clip where we did the power on thing, and I had chat going on right over here, and you guys were using that emote. It was really cool. It was really cool to see because it lit up all the chat. It was like fun. Thanks to sub, just jumped off my PS5 Pro. I'd compare it to a 3080 probably. Impressive. I mean, it's a 7800 XT. So it's like a 7800 XT, right? So if we look at the 7800 XT, yeah, look at that. Really close to the 3080. In fact, surpasses it a bit. Closer to the 3090. So yeah, it's supposed to be pretty impressive, and that's cool. I think it's Sony, man. Sony's bugging me lately. Skytech King 95, they only have the one black one. Well, look, if you have to buy from Amazon, Skytech is a good brand, and you still get your warranty and service from Skytech. It's just, what happens is this, and it's the reason I know you have to buy from Amazon. I just want to let you know why. It's still Skytech building it, but Amazon takes a chunk of the margin, the profit margin off of that PC. Just that's how they do business. So that money has to come from somewhere, to where Skytech still makes a profit as well to keep the lights on, keep running. So that either means cheaper components other than the CPU and GPU, or the price is raised a bit. So yeah, if that's something that you want to go with, go for it. But I would suggest filling out the form anyway before you make a big purchase, just so that you can go through the process here. I'm not sure how many more we'll do tonight, but I am going to be going until 1 a.m. Central. 1 a.m. Central, I should say that. Central time. I knew I was going to have a lot of these to do once the launch of 9800 X3D was done, but here we are. Okay, so Austin, you said you're here, correct? Yeah, the thing is, I didn't skip you. There's always a part of the stream where I ask, all right, who is here? Because I don't automatically know you're here. And you have to sound off to let me know that you're here. And even if you're just waiting and you haven't heard me say that, the logical thing to do would be to be like, hey, I'm on the list, by the way, just so you know, because I don't have a system that just like lets me know that automatically. Oh, you want Paradox Customs? Cool. We were just looking at them. 4K or more, gaming, programming, esports, streaming, content creation, video editing, graphic design. Ooh, that's a little tougher, isn't it? For everything except here, because so for graphic design, as I predicted in my video on Tuesday, the 9800 X3D is now the top CPU, consumer desktop CPU for Photoshop. I predicted that, and it came to pass. But when it comes to video editing, it's not great. Not great. So, what priority do these fall under? Gaming, programming, esports, and streaming, graphic design, video editing. What is a priority stack there? How does that stack up priority-wise? Oh yeah, Crash, I started an hour late, so I'm going to go an hour late on streaming. Apocalyptic, yeah, we've been doing pretty much those all night. I understand that I think it's the same price on Skytech's website. Could you take a look at the specs and tell me if it's worth it? Snackjar, see what I'm doing right now? These people filled out the form and got in line. What you're trying to do right now is you're trying to stop me from helping people who have been waiting and just take my attention for yourself right now. And I know you might not intentionally be doing that, but that's the effect of what you're doing. So as I mentioned, please fill out the form and get yourself on the list to get help. Okay? Because you're basically like, yeah, shut up. Just help me now. And that's not a cool way to be, and we don't appreciate that here. You want to be patient and wait for your turn, just like everybody else has been doing. Priority is gaming. I really wish the 9950 X3D has already come out, but that's probably not going to be till January, CES, all that. All my badges joined the stream. I literally told you please fill out the form, and you persisted, but that's fine. Sure. I know, like, I know you weren't intentionally doing that, but that's why I told you that that's what you need to do. And I'm sure you got it. It's linked in the description. Go ahead and do that. For anyone who is on the Twitch stream, there's no description for those. So what you would need to do is click the link that's been popping up there where it says, want help getting the right PC for your budget and needs? There's a link at the end of that. Click that, fill out the form. I do have another hour and a half that I'm going to be doing this, and I have a decent amount of people who are waiting. I think Finger Demon had to leave, but oh, I need to. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's going to be Austin first, then Radio Static, and then 4 a.m. And if Binary Theory is still here, I'm not sure actually. We can do that one, and then this was someone a different name. Who was that? A completely different name. I'll just change it. It's whatever. I'm Horizon. Okay, so there's that one too. Binary, not sure if you're still here, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark you as here. Okay, let's go to Paradox. Oh, what was the budget? Budget was... Oh, okay, budget is just whatever. Okay. So with gaming being the priority, and with graphic design being one of the listed things, and streaming, 8 core, 16 threads, fine for that. Other than for content creation and video editing, the 9800 X3D is the best choice right now. So what's going to happen is if you're doing some light editing, like if you're making some TikToks and things like that of your like streaming stuff and all that, the 9800 X3D will do just fine. It'll do the job for you. It is actually an improvement over how the 3D V-Cache chips would work before in productivity tasks. So what if there's a weakness here, we just prioritize past that. Like, okay, gaming, graphic design, it excels in both of those things. The other option is going to be to go with Intel, or wait on the 9950 X3D, which is like 2 months away. I don't think you want to wait 2 months. So yeah, you're buying within a week. So what we'll do is we'll go here and we will start a new system here, and we'll look at what is your actual maximum budget? Because as this entry option goes, it's 4,000 or more. What's the or more? What's our actual max budget for this system? So I was kind of all over the place there for a minute. Wait on Austin for that answer as I take a look through the... Okay, I know I clicked this. What are we doing? What are we doing, Paradox? What's going on? 6,600. It's very specific. Good. I enjoy specificity. Now, of course, this is before tax and taxes and shipping. That's usually how I classify that. But let's take a look here. Now, is there an aesthetic that you really like? Like, do you like the 011 style case? Do you like the Vision with the top glass 011 RGB? Wait, that's a Vision Compact. Never mind, wrong one. There's the 011 Evo RGB. That's the one. It went back up to 95 degrees. That is indeed correct. 100%. There you go. There's 011 Evo RGB. If you want that. You wanted to go with black? White. You want to go white. All right. Now you're talking my language. You can even get it inverted. That's so cool that they do that. But among their choices, like the Y70 or like the H6 Flow or the 011 Evo RGB, Let me know if there's one in particular that you prefer. The sad thing is, if it wasn't for the microcode stuff, the 14900K would still be a banger and would probably maybe even be the better option here, because when it comes to video editing, it's better than the 9800X3D. But that's not the priority here. So they even do delitting. Interesting. I guess I hadn't looked at the higher end options before. There's our 9800X3D. All right. Now we want a killer motherboard here. Tons of I/O. Basically max it out, because you're going to need that for your content, for your streaming setup, right? Looks like X870E Hero. I'm actually curious. I haven't looked at the I/O for this one. Huh. That could be better. All right. Let's check out this one. Yeah, like that. That's better to me. You don't need the dual Ethernet, especially if you already have a 5 gig here. Yeah, this is way better. And it's cheaper. Dual USB 4, Wi-Fi 7, 5 gig Ethernet, and you have 9 USB Type A's, 4 USB Type C's, 2 of them with DisplayPort out, clear CMOS bio flashback, all that good stuff, SPDIF out, which can be cool depending on what kind of audio setup you have. That's the one to go with right there, and it is $200 cheaper than the Hero. Yeah, yeah. That's a conclusion I came to as well. Yeah, what the hell, man? Why is the Hero like lame like that? What are they thinking? How long would you estimate you will get to me? Because I have something to do something. Go ahead and go do that, because it's probably, I'm not even sure if it'll be tonight, depending on how long these take. You are the last one, and I have 3 other ones after this one to get through. So yeah, go do what you got to do. I should be going till 1 a.m. Central. The only problem here is that I would have liked to do a white motherboard. Actually, let's check the X870A. Let's check that. I forgot it was white build, so I used to be really good at this. You see what our I/O is like here? Oh yeah, that's great. It's 2.5 gig, not 5 gig. Most people don't have 5 gig Ethernet internet though. We still have 9 USB Type A's, 3 USB Type C's, so you're missing 1, but you still have your 2 USB 4s. Still Wi-Fi 7. Yeah, let's go with this, and let's see how much cheaper it is. It is $125 cheaper, $125 cheaper, and it has a white PCB, like bro. It has a whitish, grayish PCB that's gonna look beautiful in that build. You're good with this. This will totally do the job. Now, one thing about the motherboard that I don't like, one thing I don't like about this one is that they only give you 1 PCIe slot. Now, for streaming though, you can put a nice big capture card in there, but the problem is you want to add more USB, then you're already taking up that slot. But they covered up some of these other ones. But if you're putting a big old GPU in here, it doesn't really matter anyway. It's going to block that. I think that's the right one to select. It's very similar I/O to the X870E-E with a better aesthetic for what you're doing, and cheaper. Not that that really matters. You have a huge budget, but we do want this thing to look right and perform right and give you your connection options. All right, 64 gigs of RAM should do the trick. Wait, 32 or 48? All right, here's what I'm going to recommend. I recommend you reach out to them and request 64 gigs, not 32. When you're doing your purchase, you can do it as a note in the purchase or email them afterwards, and they'll just charge the extra. I would recommend 64 gigs of RAM, not 32 gigs. I don't know why 64 gigs is not an option, but they make kits exactly like this in the Trident Z5 Neo, which is what I would do because it's Expo then, and get your 64 gigs. 48 is fine. And I mean, 48 would probably be fine. 32 might even be fine, but when you get into video editing, capacity is king. Now, this already has a 4090 as part of the price, so that's pretty dang good, actually. But let's see if there's a white one we can throw in there, and there is. It just adds a few $100s because it's the white Strix 4090, the holy grail of 4090s, honestly. Like, that's really hard to get. They've got it, and it's all within budget. Actually, I need to see, what are we at? 4759 now. Let's see, is there a higher wattage version of that particular power supply? There is. 1300 watts. There you go. Only reason we want the here is if you want better sound, but at that point, get a sound card. Yeah, just get a sound card. Oh, all right. See you, Crash. Are you leaving? Yeah, you are. Okay, have a good one. In this case, we're basically maxing out the sliders here. And Paradox, actually, when it comes to it, like if your budget is not in the insane ranges like these, no matter what the amount is, it's going to seem ridiculous. But you have to understand, with the way we're speccing this out, like some places this could be a $6,000 computer already, and it's not. Paradox is competitive in this space, and that's awesome for them. You've even got things like streamer cables already accounted for because it's in the picture. That's crazy. But they operate with really nicely in the high end here, and they make it competitive. Yeah, I'd probably go with these because then you can get reverse flow. But let me ask you a question real quick, okay? Austin, how much do you care about having the little screens on your fans? Because to me, that's not a huge deal, but it does ensure that you'll have reverse flow for the side intake, reverse flow for the bottom intake, all that. I know that Paradox is now really paying attention. They've been paying attention to that. But do you need that, or would you rather have this sort of clean look here? This does have LEDs around the fans as well. They're just in white right here, so it's a little hard to tell. You can see it here. It's kind of like those. But the TL Unifan TLs have a really nice clean aesthetic that I really like. How many Chase Money glitch do I have to do for a PC like this? One, but don't do it, please. It's not a glitch. It's just check fraud. Can you add the more expensive motherboard? I don't really care. Just make sure the PC runs cool. I mean, it's not my job to make sure of that. That is theirs as they build it. But yeah. Okay, we'll go with those. So you want the black motherboard instead of the white motherboard, just because it's more expensive? Let me tell you something here real quick. I've been streaming for a long time. You're not watching on Twitch. I am a Twitch partner. I've been there for a long time. You need I/O. You need USB ports, because as you are streaming longer and longer, you'll find that you're going to want more control surfaces, like your Stream Decks, maybe the Stream Deck pedals, so you can, without moving your hands, actually change scenes, do things like that. Mine's broken right now, which sucks, but yeah. Audio interfaces, maybe a USB mic, USB webcam, then move over to like something like, you might use USB capture cards, things like that. If you have more than one camera angle, you use multiple of those. Things like that happen. And with that, you need high-speed USB ports in abundance. And many of those devices do not go Type-C, they go Type-A. You can use adapters. So if you compare this I/O to this I/O, this is better for streaming. This you can connect just six USB Type A devices. This can do 9. 9 of them. With this one, you plug in your mouse, keyboard, headset, whatever. You're almost out. Like, you're almost done. Until you start going over to Type-C stuff. And you don't necessarily want to run most streaming devices on a hub. They can freak out like that. I'm not showing the full screen, sorry. You did see most of it. And you don't need an extra Ethernet port. Are you going to be running something like a NAS drive directly out the back of your PC? Is that something you're going to do? If you are, then sure. But you can also just have it on your regular network. So my thing is, yeah, go all out, yada yada. But like, you're already going to be spending probably about $2,300 on your GPU alone. Like, we're putting that towards performance stuff. And with this, you still have the same amount of PCIe slots. There's a bunch of extra stuff that you don't really need, like, you know, cooling wise, not cooling wise, just really bulky stuff here. When you look at this, this is plenty of VRM cooling for your M.2 drive, all of that stuff, all those features, they're all here. I think for your use case, this is a better motherboard. I know you said no. I'm not sure what it was to, but I'm also going to be sending this to you in a way that you can adjust it yourself if you like. But instead of that, we can put it towards, hey, let's go 4 terabytes of storage rather than a 2 terabyte drive so that you don't need to add storage for a while. Or we can go up to the T705, which is a lot faster. I would say maybe 2 terabyte T705 or even the 4 terabyte one. That's $575 though. Good Lord. I mean, it's within budget. It's pretty much the fastest storage you can get right now with PCIe Gen 5, and it is 4 terabytes. Not many SIs even offer this. Just saying. There's other ways you can make your PC more livable than just spending more on the motherboard than you should and then giving yourself less I/O. Let's see what it costs with that included, because that's pretty expensive. $54.12 before my discount. With an ROG Strix 4090 in white. The only thing that's missing here is a 64 gigs of RAM. I would definitely request that, so we leave some room in the budget for that. You have a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler. You're going to have all matching fans as well in the Unifan TLs with reverse flow for the side and bottom intake, which looks super duper clean. You can see it up here, actually. Like you see over here, let me see if I can zoom in enough to show this. Actually, I kind of can. On this one here, you see how you see those support brackets? That's a standard flow fan, turned around to make it an intake fan. Over here, you don't see those support brackets because this has reverse flow oriented blades. So you see the pretty side of the fan, yet it's still operating as intake. So yeah, that's what I recommend there. But anyway, I think this is an absolutely stellar PC. If you have a ton of storage right off the bat, you don't need to crack that thing open and put in more storage for like a long time. You can even ask them to put in additional storage if you want, so that's even pushed back even further. You might never end up needing to do that if you end up getting some large external storage for any video you're storing or whatever. Yeah, 4 terabytes. All right. So what I need to do now is let me go to add it to cart. God, this is going to be a gorgeous PC. Share cart. Look at that. There you go. And code. Use that code right there. And let's see how much it takes off of the price. $108.24 right there. There you go. Remember, like, you don't need to turn around and you don't have to buy it the way that I said it. I feel like I explained some of the things that I do pretty well, but if you still don't feel right about it, don't do something just because I suggested it. These are suggestions. This is just what I think would work for what you're trying to do, and I explain why. The last thing you want to do is like, oh man, I got this new cool thing that's gonna let me change my scenes and do all this stuff, and then like you go to plug it in and you got no ports left. That is the worst feeling. And like oftentimes I won't use front IO until it's like the last resort, just because it keeps it looking cleaner. But then you'll have to end up plugging something in your front port and it just has to stay there the whole time. Because swapping out your motherboard is one of the hardest upgrades you can do, and something you should never have to do. The motherboard, you choose it properly when you make when you choose out the parts for your build initially, and I think this is going to be the right one for you. Thank you, Beltito. I appreciate that. Austin, no problem. And remember, guys, if you say an SI, say there's an SI you're interested in, that's the one I'm probably going to go with. Unless you say, like, I don't know, Apex Gaming PCs or something, then I'm going to be like, you're trolling me, right? Or currently CyberPower, just not recommending them. Just certain ones where I'm just like, nah. But now we have Radio Static YouTube. Your turn has come up again. Radio Static YT, your turn has arrived once more. Getting deja vu all over again. Are you still here? But Beltito, thank you. Have a good night. This is about how much I paid for my PC. Nice. I do think that there is, like, I wish there was a 9950X 3D out there, but for every other, like, for video editing, it's going to be okay. It'll do the job if you're doing basic video editing. You told me your priority was gaming. That's what I prioritized here. But like, you have the highest end gaming CPU and GPU in there, and basically for graphic design, if you're using Adobe Photoshop, there's nothing better out there. It is the top of the line, the top ranking consumer desktop CPU for Photoshop. So like, you're all set. I'm here. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to, I think we talked about this a little bit. Let's see what we can do at quota.tech. Now you're talking about 1,500 US. They do, I think they use US dollars. Let me find out. I don't recall off the top of my head. Where is Quota Tech? No, they're in here. Am I going crazy? What's wrong with me? Oh, I put it in foreign SIs. Quota Tech. There we go. Oh, I didn't mean to do it in this one. Hold on. Let's see what else we're looking at here. So wait, what happened? Where did you go? Why did it go? Oh, because I reloaded the page. I cannot believe it's already November. This is crazy. Okay, so you're looking at just gaming. All right. You don't know for the resolution. All right. Well, it does explain it with each resolution, but 1080p is good for two purposes. If you're looking for a budget gaming PC, 1080p is usually where you're going to go for the monitor, and it's easier for PCs to run because it's fewer pixels to render. Or if you're a competitive gamer and you're trying to get the most frames per second so that you can win, 1080p is the option to go with usually. Now, 1440p is kind of the best middle ground between 1080p and 4K. 1440p, you can get yourself a nice 1440p monitor for usually around $200, and it's sort of midway between the resolutions of 1080p and 4K, so it's about midway in the difficulty of running it. But you can get yourself for $1,500 US. You could probably get yourself a solid 1440p gaming machine. And then 4K, not really going to be an option. I think usually 4K, you're going to want to have a higher budget for that just because it's harder for it to run. And it's just better to go lower resolution and have a better gaming experience, because the best gaming experiences are a balance between resolution and frame rate. But, oh, sorry, did I say USD? Would I be able to get it in CAD instead? Well, what's the amount in CAD? Because as it shows here in the form that you fill out, that the budget needs to be in USD. I can convert it. Quotatech is in Canada. One of the reasons I recommend them for Canadian buyers is because if you need to RMA your system back to the system integrator, if you're sending it to someone in the US and they send it back to you, you got to pay duties on it like every time, and that is ridiculous. So you want to get it from somewhere in Canada. How can I get help with something like this? You look in the description. There's a link right there where you can fill out this form, and it puts you on the list to get help. I think we're full up for tonight's stream, but you also can kind of see what I do and learn how I do it. I built my first PC ever 2 years ago, so I bought the basic motherboard and want to upgrade, but I don't know what way to go. I was just talking about how upgrading the motherboard is something you should never have to do. The motherboard is one of the first considerations. It needs to be able to do everything you need it to do, because it's one of the hardest parts. You're basically rebuilding your computer if you put in a new motherboard. But like, yeah, that is a tough one. Yeah, I mean, you do need to get on the list though, because there's people who are still waiting for help right now who put themselves up for help like hours ago. So we are trying to get to that. Oh, I see. So it's already in CAD. I'm not sure, actually. So I need to... Oh, yeah, it is in CAD. It is in CAD here. But let me ask you this. Is this budget in Canadian? Is it in CAD or is it in US dollars, like the form asks you to do it? You just said yes to a multiple choice question. I think it was, is it in CAD or is it in US dollars? You said yes. Okay, it's in Canadian. Okay. All right. So you broke the rules. It's supposed to be in USD, but that's fine, I guess. This is going to be tough. We're probably going to have to shoot for 1080p. So the Frontier starts at $14.99 Canadian. Let's see what they've got here. Oh, so we basically have to configure this. They changed the site. The site looks different now. Okay. Oh, 5,600. All right. Okay. What are y'all doing? Let's... Okay. Y'all are killing me. I'm trying to do this to where it's going to be upgradable, and all of these are on an old platform. Not a fan, to be honest. Let's see if I can change that, though. Let's see if we can change this. I can't cut. Okay, we're going to try to customize one then. I don't like the new change necessarily. It takes too long to get to where I can just choose my parts. But I get how for a lot of consumers it'd be like, oh, this is a lot easier. Stick with the default there. I wouldn't go. I would say like a 14400 maybe, or even 14100, 13100 F maybe. If we're trying to do a budget PC, this is not a good option. I mean, it might be. It was pretty heavily discounted at this point. And you're looking to do just gaming, yes. Oh, we're actually okay with that one. But no, let's try to up our GPU if we can. 16. Oh, this is DDR4. Okay. $32 gigs DDR4. Fine. It helps with the budget aspect of it for sure. I know if we went to like the 245 or if we want AMD, like AMD is going to be, let's see if we went 7600. Hey, we could do that. There we go. 7600. So now you have all the upgradability down the line, which I think you did say yes. You want to be able to upgrade your CPU down the line. Perfect. I found the right option here. Oh, that's MATX. It's not MATX anymore. There we go. Okay, cool. 240 should do just fine for this. We're on a 4060 right now. Can we go with AMD GPUs? We can. Hey, there we go. I do have a discount code. So maybe 7700 XT before the discount. We're on 32 gigs DDR5. That's one of the reasons for the price increase. We're on an NV2 1 terabyte. That's fine. That's fine for this build. NV2 is good. Performance has been really nice on that one. I tested it myself. I like the really old style AMD GPU graphic that's in there. You know that they know me over there when they have only like 5 options for color cables and one of them is purple. Yeah. Ah, we did it. That's it, everybody. We found it. Okay, that's our ticket. Windows 11 Home, no activation, and then all you have to do is get an OEM key from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. Use code BRAY25, and then you can actually save yourself about $100 on that. So we're at $1,600. I know that's $100 above budget, but I have a coupon code. Let's see how much that takes off of it. Because this is a much better PC. So this has a Ryzen 5 7600. That moves it up to DDR5 by default. You have 32 gigs DDR5. And then Radeon RX 7700 XT, which is currently one of the best price to performance deals out there for GPUs. We also moved it from an MATX motherboard that limits your expandability and all that, and also looks a little awkward in here because it has like, it's just missing a chunk of computer there, to a full ATX motherboard right here, the MSI Mag B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi DDR5. Wait 1 second. Yes, in black. Okay. Now this is at 1600. Let's see how much it comes out to after my discount code. You think any of these companies will be cheaper for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? I don't have any of that information yet. Maybe. That could be the case, but this is not like a pre-configured one. We min-maxed this one. Let me see where I can put in a coupon code. It's going to be in checkout. Okay. Proceed to checkout. Discount code, Braythorn. Okay, took off 3202. We are $68 above budget here, but this is also punching way above its weight class. Remember, guys, this is in Canadian. Okay? Wait, US dollars? It said CAD. Oh my God, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Throw that out the window. Never mind. Why did it switch? Like, look at this. Hold up. Oh, no, not new tab. Duplicate. All right. All right, we're going back to Quota Tech. Look at this. I go here, and it shows Canadian pricing. I'm about to lose my mind. It shows Canadian here. It shows it's right there. We're going to have words. I'm going to have words with them because they made me upset here. They have to keep it consistent. You do a thing up here on the top and you swap between Canadian or US dollars. That's how you do it, but it's not how they were doing it here. Canadian. Look at that. We're going to have to redo this. Redo this whole thing. Does it switch now to US dollars? Is this US dollars? I don't know. I'm just adding this to the cart and we're going to find out. Let's find out. Wait, what? How is the subtotal not to... Okay. Okay. It's US dollars now? I'm tempted to click this and send him a message, and I know he'll answer. What's up, Ghost Poner? How's it going? Mr. Porch Coopy, how's it going? I've used them before for a buddy in Canada. I guess so. But like it shouldn't do that. It shouldn't. Now I have to convert. Hold on. What is 1,500 Canadian? It's $1,000. It's 1080. Their basic build is above that. Why do they even carry 500 gig drives? And yes, I recommended Quotatech many times. It's just, I don't like that it's swapping this automatically. There's no messaging saying here, hey, by the way, we switched this to US dollars. They used to have that. They used to have a thing before you started building that would have you choose between US dollars or Canadian. And they took that out, and now it's all behind the scenes. And it just threw me for a complete loop. I was all excited to build this other PC. I don't think it's a good policy to have this showing all of these Canadian prices if you're just going to switch it up automatically and not tell the customer. If you're not going to tell the customer, that's a problem because it's very easy to miss that. Like this amount here is much more than $1,100 Canadian. Would you recommend the Hero from Alexander PC? Yes, I would. The thing is, you do have to understand that if you ever have to send that thing back to them and they send it back to you, you're going to have to pay duties on that every single time. This is why I'm trying to get you in with a system integrator in Canada. Quotatech is awesome because, like, the thing about it is when getting parts to Canada costs more. Getting parts costs more, so the PCs cost more. So it can be tough if you're on a budget. Well, everybody's on a budget technically, but you know, if you're on a tighter budget, then it can be really tough. So this is like accidentally to me misleading. At least you get $22 off with my code. That's good. To me, when it comes to system integrators, amongst the few system integrators that there are in Canada, to me, Quotatech is the best one. Because like if we were to go look at, say, Gamertech Toronto. Gamertech Toronto is cool. They make awesome content. I've met the guys. They're very cool. But because of where they're located, their costs for operation, their operating costs are much higher. So they have to charge more for their PCs, and it shows. Isn't that sort of a bait and switch? Saxy one, as I said, I think it's an unintentional bait and switch. It's unintentionally misleading. Because when they built, I think they had someone else build this site. When they had built the site themselves, they had a whole thing you had to click through. So their intentions are for you to know this, but I think it just automatically did this. And it should, if it's gonna do that here already. Have it be for the entire interface, not just when someone's checking out, when you're like, gotcha. Because that's an accidental thing, I think. Apocalyptic says, sorry, but we wouldn't even get a budget PC for $1,000 unless it's used. Apocalyptic, you're very privileged to be able to say that. Congratulations, I guess. Listen to me. It doesn't matter what your budget is. That budget is a lot of money to you. And if someone wants something brand new and their budget's $1,000, there are great options out there. In Canada, though, it appears that that's a little tough. So let's not be insensitive about it. And it just sounds like you might not be intending to come off like I wouldn't buy a cheap computer. I'm rich. But that's how you're coming off. Not a good look. I know you're not like that, so don't be like that. Don't sound like that, because I know you're not like that. Or I hope you're not like that anyway. I've been wrong about people before, but I don't know. Okay. So if you change it to pick it up in store and put Toronto to your location, it will fix the price. Well, the problem is now, like, sure, but I didn't realize that I was so off budget here. So the problem that actually occurs here is that it's a tough budget to meet something that meets the requirements put into the form, like upgradability for the CPU. We didn't put a resolution, but that's the main requirement. I mean, I guess so. I mean, we're starting from scratch then. That's $1735.09 in Canadian, but I mean, it's still 12. It's going to be $12.50 in the cart, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can use their custom builder. I see here it's Canadian, so freaking confusing. You let me down, Quoted Tech. You let me down. Kevin, I'm going to reach out to you after this. Like, y'all got to fix this. This must be so confusing for anyone shopping your stuff in the US. But $12.50 is $17.35. So yeah, you could do this right here, 12700 KF, meaning that you could go all the way up to a 14th gen CPU at some point. So that's some upgradability, and a 4060, 32 gigs DDR4, and a 2 terabyte M.2 drive. That's not bad. Is this an MATX case? Oh, it appears to be. Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Okay. Good. I was like, MATX motherboard better be an MATX case. I wish they put a slightly higher wattage power supply in there for future upgradability, but they do put a lot of info here. Plus, you get a discount code. So let's try throwing this one in the cart. I mean, this looks like a pretty well-rounded PC. This 4060, like, here's the thing. The 4060, when it launched, was much maligned. It was, people talked down about it quite a bit because of the launch price. Prices have gone down since then, and it became better price to performance option. I wish we could go with something like the 7600 or 7700 XT. But I don't think we can do that because the options for CPUs and things like that in the custom builder are not as good. So let's see if we add this to cart, throw the discount on it, see what it comes out to, and we're going to remove this one here. Looks like, wait, how did it get to $13.59 US dollars? It was, okay, whatever. It's now $1248.79. You said $12.50. There's your system right there. No, I'm just saying go used. Apocalyptic, my thing is that most of my viewers who come to this, who come to the channel are brand new to PCs, and the used market can be very cruel when you're new to this. If you don't have the practice of like kind of figuring out what stuff is valued at, being able to troubleshoot and repair things if they're not good. Wait, shield? Hold on. What about my... Oh, proceed to checkout. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Well, you can't use my code anyway. Sure, whatever. Doesn't matter. Great. All right. There you go. Now, please, everybody, listen up. Please, please, please. I mean, it wouldn't have helped that much, but please pay attention to the forum. Please, I'm like begging you. When I freaking capitalize, underline, embolden stuff, maximum, like you raised your budget, right? After the fact. US dollars would have helped off at the offset, but it wouldn't have helped with quoted text, busted website. But please, everybody, I am begging you, take your time to read the instructions and just, this is a free service. Like, don't make it harder for me, okay? But most of the fault for that was not on you, Radio. It was on the site, but I was already starting with very confusing information. All right, cool, done. Let's move on. You now have the person who's been helping you, who's out here to help you for free, begging you. Like, cause it's just like, I don't want this. This is already, it's a lot of work. You know, I'm sitting here talking about computers. Are you kidding me? The work I have to put into this? $1080p. All right, 4 a.m. What do you got for me? Less than 1,000 is the budget. What's the actual max budget for me? I don't know how many more of these will do tonight. It is actually a little stressful. I know I joke about it, like, look at all the hard work I gotta do. I'm sitting here talking about computers. No, it is actually a little bit stressful. Not the most stressful job in the world, I promise you, but it has its own stresses that are a little hard to quantify. 4 a.m. Are you here? No problem, Radio. Please let them know that I mean, if you want, you can tell them you tried to use code Braithorn, but it didn't work. But it doesn't matter. It is fine. Either way, doesn't really matter. Maybe he's stating that the price per performance a used PC might be better. Well, I mean, sure, but there are risks to buying used. And people who are experienced understand the risks and can overcome them. People who are brand new to PCs should probably buy brand new. That's kind of been my stance since early on when there were a few bad experiences with that some people had on their own, because I wasn't recommending it. So I just basically said, no, listen, we're going to find you deals on new stuff with warranty and all that. Now, if you're going to get something like that, I mean, if you want something where you're going to get better price to performance, you can also look at stuff like Jawa, where you have, really great builders there, stuff like that. They're not necessarily used PCs, but you can find used hardware there and stuff too for upgrades and things like that. Jawa's pretty awesome, and there are some really good builders there. 4 a.m. Jugger? 4 a.m. Are you here? Why everybody got quiet on me? What's going on? What's happening? Did I miss something? Did the stream freeze again? No, it didn't look like it. Does not look like it. Help me out here, somebody. Come on. Okay, binary theory. Are you here? Thank you for the lurk, bro. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to basically everybody then. I think everybody's lurking. No, okay, I did say anybody. I just meant that because people weren't chatting. I understand you're here. That's good. Just moving on to the person that's ahead of you. Binary theory. Are you still here? Let me see. It shows you're here in chat. Let me see about 4 a.m. is here too. Guys, come on. You're here. You have to say something because what's going to happen is this. I'll move on and then it'd be like, oh, man. Oh, man. Well, what do you want me to do? Just recite your name for the rest of the stream? Come on. Excuse me. Drink a little water there. Yes, Bueller. Yeah. $4 a.m. binary. Either of y'all? Hello? Hello? Affirmate Catalina, how's it going? Welcome. I hope I came close to saying that right. Welcome. I think they AFK. All right, Horizon, tell me what's up. What's going on with yours? I know you were telling me a bunch of stuff earlier. What were you saying? Please remind me. Guys, I know I'm not the most compelling streamer out there. I'm not that exciting, but man, if you're waiting for help, just hang out. Just be here with me. And if you what makes me the only time when it's like if you're just like, oh man, that animation is lagging. If you tell me like, hey, I got to go do something, I'll be back later, that's fine. Then I know. Then I'm aware of it. But, you know, you could tell me something. It was my user. Yeah. Man, that is chugging along, isn't it? I'm not going to be able to use this PC for streaming much longer. I'm going to have to swap it out. It was my user. What does that mean? Are we entering the Tron universe here? All right, I'm going to have to go look up what you said since you're not telling me. No, yeah, okay. You were saying that it was a different username. No, I corrected it, so that's fine. But you were asking. Okay, you didn't tell me anything then. Okay, you hadn't said anything before. Yeah, no, it's here. Like, look on the screen. Look on your screen right now. Look here. I fixed that. I changed it out. That doesn't matter. That's not what I'm asking. So like, let's just move on. There was someone else who had already given me a bunch of info, and I thought that was you. That was somebody else. So okay. Budget 1,500. What is the actual maximum budget for your PC? Oh boy, gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation, video editing. All right. That's a bit of a tough one. You want to do a lot with this PC, and that's good. That's fine. But each use case you add on there can sometimes raise the price, depending. You're looking at 1080p though, so that's pretty easy to do. But yeah, so what's the actual max budget? Is it like 1,500 exactly? That's fine if that is. Is it like 1,650? What are we looking at for the max budget? All right. That's still loading. Visual Nate, what's up, bud? How's it going? As the MCP once said, end of line, Dillinger. I can be in Tron? Yes. We do indeed have in our midst a user. Okay. Damn, they do an OLED Vision on a $1,300 PC? That's crazy. All right, let's see what we got here. We wanted it in black. That's not bad. 7700X, 7800 XT, 1529. I do have a discount code. Don't worry. 1509, 13600K, 4070 Super. Okay. Here's the thing about 13th and 14th gen Intel. What makes me hesitate is that, okay, so we have the new microcode update. That's great. It's supposed to fix any of the instability issues. That's awesome. It's hard to tell because time needs to go by. We need to have time pass, and there's ongoing testing for that. But something like the 13600K is so good for a PC that you're talking about here, because that CPU is 6 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. That is a 14-core CPU. And it's actually pretty good for video editing, and it's like at its price range, and it's pretty good. It's good for gaming, you know. It's kind of a do-it-all kind of CPU, and the 4070 Super is genuinely an awesome GPU. So I'm inclined to say, because this is not an i9, thank goodness, there's not much risk of it having any issues with the new microcode. It should be fine. And you're getting 32 gigs, right, of RAM, and 16 gigs. God, Skytech, why? It is so cheap to do 32. I'm so tired of the rug being pulled out from under me by these SIs. But that's a good combo for that price. Okay, it is a good combo. Did it get rid of my? What the hell is this? Okay, good job. Good job. Thank you for that. It did the opposite of it basically removed every PC that was within our budget. That's great. Tron Legacy was my first movie on Blu-ray back in 2010. So good. Yeah, it was really good. That was more or less the last line of dialogue in the original Tron. Yeah. More or less. I really did like Legacy. Legacy was really good. And yes, killer soundtrack. All right, let's look at this from another angle. Because... okay, graphic design's not on there. I'll tell you, if you do content creation, you're going to do some graphic design. That's just going to happen. But unless you pay for all of it, which is expensive. Okay, 13600K 4070, not super. If we go with something like a... do they have anything with a 9700X? They do. Yo, that's a sick PC, though. That's pretty sick. All right, we'll look at this one too. No, it's an F. Never mind. For video editing, get out of here. Now, remember this, guys. When looking at 9000 series Ryzen, all of it got a performance boost from the latest version of Windows. So whatever you remember from the reviews of them is now incorrect. Thanks for that, AMD. Way to launch a product a month before it's ready. But that's what they did, and the result is that all of the content based around their new products sucks. But they're actually pretty good. Like, look at this thing. That is an awesome looking PC, but it's got a lot of white elements to it. You did ask for a black one. But that's 9700X and 7800XT. I don't think there's a 9700X on any of these other than that. But it's a good, well-rounded CPU, which is what you need when you're doing all of those use cases there. It also forces them to go DDR5 and then 32 gigs because of that. But there's also the 7700X as well, which is still pretty good. Let's detour. We're going to take a look at iBuyPower real quick and their ready systems. Because we can do the budget thing here too. Oops, that's a little too high for... Can you not? What is wrong with you? Huh. Nope, F. It's got an F SKU. Nope. If you mention video editing in your use cases for your PC, and I see an Intel CPU with an F at the end, it's not happening. I'm not recommending that. There is no way. Zero way. This one's not bad right here. 7700X and a 7800 XT. That's a pretty potent combo right there. Gaming, streaming, and it can do. If you're not going to get too serious in video editing, this is fine. And by the time you do get more serious about it, you can upgrade your CPU to anything AMD, 7000 or 9000 series down the line. So this is an option right here. Plus, you get $50 off with my code, Braithorn6. So that's nice. No, I'm mad at you, Quoted Tech. I'm mad at you. Where was I? I was over here. Not visual, Nate. I'm good without knowing. But I want to know, how are you? This one was okay, except for the RAM capacity. 16 gigs is it's not, it shouldn't be the minimum anymore. 32 should be the minimum. But yeah. We've also got this one here that is similar to the other one we just looked at. 7700X, 7800 XT. Depending on, yeah, it should be 32 gigs because it's 7000 series. 7800 XT is pretty much right up there in performance with a 4070 Super, as you can see right here. It's right next to each other in a pretty big list, so they're pretty close to each other. That'd be this guy right here then. Let's look at the rest of the specs. 360 millimeter AIO, Ryzen 7 7700 XT, 8 cores, 16 threads, 32 gigs DDR5 5600, and 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive. A 750 watt gold power supply, 80 plus gold power supply, B650 motherboard. So the problem here is that you might end up with not enough USB ports on the back, but it's not a huge issue. You can get yourself something like one of these right here. Here, I'll go to my... OBS is not having fun tonight. Something like this, although a full-sized one. This is a low-profile one. But if you look at that, that adds USB ports to your PCIe slot right there without any need for any extra power from the power supply. And these are like $30. So if you're setting up your stream and you're like, man, I can't put in my third stream deck or whatever, then you know you have an option for that, and it's not an expensive one. These things are plug and play. You plug it in, put the screw on there, and then you're good. You turn on your PC. Don't do it while the PC's on. You do need to turn it off and switch off the power in the back and then do it. But yeah. But yeah, I would say this is probably going to be a really good option right here. You have the upgradability in the CPU down the line. It's a nice clean PC, good airflow, nice Fantex case. 2 terabytes of storage right off the bat. You gotta like that. The 7800 XT is a pretty badass GPU. It's good GPU. It's really good, especially for the price. 1440p performance all day long, but you said 1080p, so it means it's even going to outperform the requirements you gave it. Nice amount of VRAM. 32 gigs DDR5 5600 is going to be fine. Once you get into serious video editing, you'll want to upgrade to 64 gigs. But yeah, doing well, better than last week. Well, I'm happy to hear that. But I am sorry to hear that last week you weren't doing as well as you were this week. But now it's not last week. Now it's this week. So yeah, I'd say this is good right here. There you go. This is the way to maximize your budget for all of the use cases you gave me. All the stuff that you said here: gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation, and video editing. I can't prioritize any one of those unless you tell me. I really mostly just care about gaming, and I put those other ones there for funsies. I'm gonna take it at your word. That's the one you say that's what you say you're gonna do with it. Then I'm gonna focus on all that. How much FPS do you think I can get on Fortnite? More than 5 and less than 1,000. I don't know. You haven't even okay, you told me 1080p. You did tell me that. But like, if I give you a number, you can ruin that number just by leaving 15 Chrome tabs open in the background. FPS are not really a measurement that I could guess for. I don't, how the hell am I going to know? It's going to be whatever you get with those components. Okay. It's going to be at 1080p. It'll be more than sufficient for like a 144 hertz monitor, most likely. But you could also go in there and you can go set your graphics to like ultra, and then your frame rate is going to be less than that. It's going to drop because that's what happens when you set your graphics to ultra. FPS, I'm not a machine. I can't figure that stuff out. I'm not a calculator. And I don't really play Fortnite, but this is designed to meet these 4 needs right here. Gaming, pro gaming is just gaming, but harder, I guess. Streaming, content creation, video editing, it's kind of one thing. So the PC is designed to meet all of those needs. If you want just a gaming PC, then I would spec it out differently. Bigger GPU, smaller CPU for 1440p, or balance them out. Like you don't need something with 2 terabytes of storage. If it's just for gaming, it can help though. But like this is a $1,500 computer with 2 terabytes. That's really nice, actually. Oops. But this is not a gaming focused PC. This is a multi-use PC because you have multiple uses for it. That's why I ask about that. Harry Z says, I guess Fortnite 200 plus FPS. Well, there you go, Horizon. There's your science right there. I'm sure that there's a lot of testing put into that sentence right there. How would we know? How would we know that? I don't know. FPS to me is so fickle that asking that question doesn't really do you any good because you can negatively affect that in the blink of an eye. So the thing to do is if you start playing Fortnite and it's not enough FPS for you, just go into your graphics settings and start working with it a little bit. Lower this, lower that. See where you get to where you can get to where you're really comfortable with the way it looks, so you like the way it looks, and it's fast enough for you. If you like, for one thing, I never recommend setting your graphics to ultra. It's a waste. The difference between high graphics settings and ultra visually is almost nothing, but in the amount of work it puts your PC through, it's a lot. So like it stresses your PC out a lot more compared, like it's disproportionate to the amount of benefit you get visually. Oh man, I have done 8 of these tonight. I'm running out of steam here. It's 12:36. I don't know. I might be done, guys, because I usually stop at 12. 4 a.m. binary never came back. Are y'all just not gonna? Are you good? Mentions of that unmentionable game should be in auto timeout. Fortnite, I guess. I don't know. People play it. People like it. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's good. All we can do is work on ourselves one day. That's true. Gaming, but harder. Yeah. 200 FPS on a 60 hertz monitor. At least you get your information faster. That's about where I'm at. Lol, need a new monitor. Yeah, you got to make sure you get a good monitor. And not only that, guys, remember, when you set up your PC with your fancy gaming monitor, you don't just get right into it. You have to make sure it is running at the right refresh rate. So if you go to your desktop, you right click, you go to display settings, and under display settings, okay, you will go to advanced display. And then make sure, like mine is a 144 hertz 4K monitor. So you make sure that it is at the fastest refresh rate available. Now, if you bought like a 240 hertz monitor and that's not showing up here, it could be an issue with your cable. You might have a lower quality cable. You might want to get a nicer one. Don't ever buy anything that says Monster on it for cables, by the way. Those are a rip. But yeah, you want to make sure you're not sitting at 60 hertz because then you're not actually getting that smooth experience that you wanted. So just a little tip for you guys here. There you go. So binary theory did not come back. 4 a.m. did not come back. It's not even 4 a.m. yet. Maybe that's why they're not here. I heard NVIDIA is better than End GPU. What? Okay, well, it sure, I guess. You know, we finished your turn. Like, you're done, right? Listen, this is AMD. This is NVIDIA. These two are within 2 or 3 frames per second average of 1440p Ultra. I shouldn't even be looking at 1440p Ultra, but here we are. But if you're looking at 1080p, check this out. 7800 XT is still right there with a 4080 Super. That's 1080p Medium, 1080p Ultra. 7800 XT, still right there with a 4070 Super. 4070 Super costs more money. So if you want to grab that, sure. The main thing is, if you turn on ray tracing, then yeah, you'll see a benefit with NVIDIA. But you didn't mention anything about wanting an NVIDIA GPU. We already finished your turn. Thank you. You can look at another PC on Skytech and it's probably going to be just as good if it has. I mean, when I finish your turn, you're now speaking up. Like, you know how annoying that is? Come on. I just finished helping you. These things, the AMD GPU, the 7800 XT is awesome and costs less. It performs about the same and it costs less. Like, that's awesome. That's really good. So if you wanted NVIDIA, you could have told me at the beginning even. Whoa, what a concept. I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm not trying to. But like, the price to performance for AMD is better than NVIDIA. Put it that way. NVIDIA is better at ray tracing. Do you care about ray tracing? I showed you systems with a 4070 Super. They had other qualities that were not meeting up with the things that you said. One of them was just because it wasn't a black case, so I didn't go with that one, because you wanted a black build. This is how I get when I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, if you have a specific thing, all right, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. And this, I don't just say this because it should just happen. It should just make sense. But if you have a specific request for your build, can you tell me at the beginning of your build, please? I think that would make a lot of sense. I think that would be normal to do. If you heard something that's important to you, tell me at the beginning when I just start helping you, like, I would prefer NVIDIA. All right, cool. That helps me out because we're done. I finished your thing. Let's do logical things because we are a logical species that thinks logically. On another topic, what is the best value in CUDA cores with a good amount of VRAM? The 5090 comes out in January. I don't know about value though. That's gonna have 32 gigs of VRAM. 32. No, I don't know. I mean, if it is in CUDA cores, it has to be NVIDIA. So probably, oh geez, dude, I don't know. I don't have the specs memorized. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to do research on that. That sounds like a Google question. Let me go ahead. I'm going to copy and paste your question into Google and let's see what they say. $4060 Ti 16 gigs. That's PC Part Picker telling us that. It makes sense if you want value for VRAM. But CUDA cores, it didn't include that. So, and that makes sense for 3D art and things like that. But really, it's when it comes down to it, what you might want to wait for is for stuff like the 4080 Super to drop big time in price when the 5080 comes out. That's probably going to be where you'll get a good value. But really, I don't know a budget, so I don't know what price range you're talking about, Visual Nate. Not really any idea there. My best card is still a 3090. Well, yeah, you can get 3090s pretty cheap now, and therefore they've got 24 gigs of VRAM. But the downside to a 3090 is the insane power requirement in comparison to the performance you get. They were very power hungry, and they don't, you know, they're beaten out by the newer architecture and stuff. But if you're just after CUDA cores and VRAM, then yeah, it's pretty good value. Mine is 7900 XT. That Broga, that doesn't have CUDA cores. CUDA cores are specific to NVIDIA, but you get an award for participation anyway. Yeah, whenever I start to get like sassy like that, it's probably time for me to end the stream. Harry ZZ says 3090, no DLSS. That is incorrect and wrong and incorrect. And you're absolutely wrong. The thing you said was an infactual. Is that a word? I'm going to say that's a word. It is infactual. In fact, it is, well, I guess incorrect. Wouldn't that, because correct means correct. So incorrect means, yeah, it's infactual. I wish I had my glasses here, my like blue light glasses, so I could push them up on my bridge of my nose and be like, actually, yes, the 3090 does have DLSS. DLSS has existed since 20 series. Not in that same, what was it, 20 series? When did, so no, I'm thinking about ray tracing. Let me see. Was it 30 series where DLSS made its debut? It could be. Did 2080. Yeah, anything with RTX at the beginning can use DLSS. There you go. I like Infactual, me too. But yeah, Harry, I'm going to give you some advice. If you're not sure, you shouldn't state it as fact like that. Because that is so wrong. I mean, even anything with RTX at the beginning should be able to use DLSS. DLSS is available with the following GPUs. All RTX GPUs. There you go. Yeah. So now what you cannot use with anything before the 40 series is DLSS 3.0. So check your facts. Make sure you understand the things you're saying before you say them, as if it's true. Because the problem is this. You don't just talk to us, right? You talk to other people and say stuff, and you could be spreading misinformation. So people who might end up looking at you like as if you're an authority that knows what they're talking about will be unaware that you don't. And that is the problem. It's not a problem when you don't know stuff, because then you get the joy of learning stuff. The problem comes when you say it as if you do. I was a little harsh on that, and I apologize. But I don't like misinformation. It's not my favorite thing. I fight against that stuff, actually. Anyway, I'm in rare form right now. It's probably time for me to end stream. But for anyone who joined the list, you are still on the list. On Tuesday, I'll help you out. It's not a problem. Like, we'll get you taken care of. I helped what, 9 people tonight. That's way more than I usually. 8 people. That's still way more than I usually do. I am beat. And I need to get away from these screens for a bit. So, and then I have work to do after that. But, no, thank you guys for joining me. I do appreciate it. And again, if you're on the list, you stay on the list. You keep your spot, okay? And we can help you out on Tuesday. No problem. And hopefully, other than me getting a little sassy because I was tired and being a little, whatever. Just that's what happens when I get tired. When I go past my, get past midnight, turn into a pumpkin, all that stuff. It is not my favorite of my traits. So, but yeah, everyone who's on the list is on the list. And come back on Tuesday. We'll get you taken care of. We helped a lot of people tonight, which is really good. Nate, thank you. I appreciate you. 7900 XT is still my best card. That's good. That's great. Oh, I didn't see your earlier thing, but it's cores that still beat most of the cards I have looked at. I just don't know the 40 series NVIDIA cards. Well, they're about to become the previous generation, because we're looking at 50 series in January. But that means price drops on higher end 40 series, which could be really nice. Even when I'm cranky, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Araxis, do you think I should have a GG emote? Because I was thinking about that. I might need to get one of those. Oh, I keep looking at that. Correction, more when you're cranky. Oh, that's good. Now, so here's one thing. I watch other streamers sometimes, and I see how like contentious they are with their chat. Like the relationship between most streamers and their chat is downright like argumentative all the time. Like they're roasting each other all the time. And even when I roast someone for not following the directions on the forum, I feel bad. And when I get like, I've been streaming for a while, I'm tired, I've been up all day, I'm cranky, I have work to do tonight after stream and I'm just tired or whatever, even then I feel really bad and I followed up with like, I'm sorry. Do you think that gaming PCs at Costco are any good? I have no idea, but I wouldn't buy from there. I wouldn't buy. I don't usually recommend. They fall under the same thing I say about Amazon, Newegg, Best Buy. I recommend buying directly from the company that builds the PC, not a company that is reselling it, because they're just taking some of that money, meaning that the PC company had to build it at a cheaper quality in order for them to keep the lights on, because they have to give a big old chunk of that money to the third-party seller. So you'll usually get better quality or a better price going directly to the SI. Also, I mean, what happens if you have a problem with your PC, or you can take it to Costco? Now you end up sending it to that company anyway. So it's better to go through them. So if you see a PC that's like, oh, this is, I don't know, iBuyPower PC at Costco, just look for the same thing at iBuyPower. Then you're taking Costco out of the equation. Yeah, you do have the risk of shipping damage and stuff, and returning it would be easier with Costco, I suppose. There are benefits to it, I suppose, but it's like, that's if you have to return it. Costco is one of the best return policies in the world. Keep in mind, well, that's what I was just saying. Like, you can return it, and that's probably convenient, but like, you're basically the hope is that you use this thing for years without ever having a problem, right? And you'll benefit more from having the higher quality components in there, or the better price, I guess. But then the off chance you might have to return it, like, that's just a gamble, right? That's a chance that might happen. So it's hard to say. Just go with the company that has really good customer service. iBuyPower, Alexander PC, Skytech. A lot of these companies have really good customer service. Any boutique builder is going to give you an experience that you didn't even know you wanted, and you're like, whoa, this is the best. I'm glad I paid the extra. Circuit City had the best return policies too. Nate got it right, nailed it right on the head. Costco ain't going anywhere though. Circuit City was at a certain point was doomed to fail. But Costco is like, they're making moves. They're growing really fast, and they're growing in a strong way. Like I've been looking up their, like, the business Costco, and they're like, it's really interesting actually, the way that they run things. Plus $1.50 hot dogs, man. $1.50 pizza slice, $1.99 pizza slices. Skytech doesn't ship to where I live in Wisconsin for some reason. Bought mine through Amazon. Really? That's weird. Yeah, I miss Circuit City and Fry's as well. And Radio Shack. We don't have a Radio Shack around here. I don't even know if they're open anymore. If they went bankrupt, I have no idea. But I used to go get, like, you know, micro switches and stuff from there, and like wiring stuff from there when I used to do electronics. I miss that. Just the drawers, just endless drawers of switches. I was like, ooh, this is great. I don't have that anymore. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Let's see if there's somebody we can drop a raid to real quick. And for those of you on YouTube, there isn't really a good raid function on YouTube. We can't do that fun thing where, like, I like raiding because it's like, if you guys aren't, I'm done streaming, but that doesn't mean you're done watching stuff. So it's like I'm taking, hey, watch my friend over here. This could be good. Yeah, the only reason I would buy from Costco is because of the convenience. Well, the convenience will only benefit you if a bad thing happens, right? I would say, you know, if you come back on Tuesday, we'll do yours, and then I'll show you some SIs to look at. I just don't really recommend Costco, so I wouldn't do that. I guess we can raid Libra again. Libra's cool. All right, let's see that. Yeah, Radio Shack. I miss it. Incredible Universe. What this? All right, guys. I'll see y'all on Sunday for the gaming stream. I'll see y'all then. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not gonna miss it this time. And I appreciate you guys. I was actually considering moving the Sunday stream to Monday, I think. By the way, so keep an eye out for that. That might be a thing. It's just because Ari's been working really hard and Sundays are her only day off. So I might end up moving the Sunday stream to that. So be ready to change your schedule for those few people who do show up for the gaming streams. Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday. And until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!